Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Forest of Memories. Apologies for the very late start. Like I said, I got back late. I needed to eat dinner and take care of some stuff, but I'm here now. We're going to do our best. Oh, no. And yeah, I hope you're all having a great night. It's time for more Sonic Frontier, so let's not waste any time and let's go. Right?
All
right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Because I thought it was a sketch commission, but it turns out it was a colored ink.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Right, should be good.
Speaking of which, because I'm gonna have like college bills again, I need to do the fuck ton of commissions.
As always, you guys know GrineX and PsyDrag. They're both here. So, I see. We're not wasting any time, are we? All right, let me check my map again. Yeah, we're on Oranos, so we got to start focusing on the final stuff.
Bigger.
Got to get back into the controls. Played so many different games that I'm afraid the controls, my skills of the game are going to get rusty if I don't relearn the controls.
By the way, are you going to be doing the thingy?
What thing?
The hard mode?
Yeah, you mean switch to hard mode to fight the final boss? Yeah, I should do that.
No, I meant hard mode to do the DLC.
Oh. Do I have to? Like is it...
You don't have to, but like the parkour bit is depending on if you set it to hard mode or not.
Don't you? But wait, don't you get like to get the best ending in the base game? Don't you have to beat it on hard mode?
Yeah, when you get the final emerald
boss on hard mode.
Yeah.
When you get the final emerald, that's when you're supposed to be in hard mode.
Okay, well
you can be in easy mode throughout the entire thing.
Okay, well give me a heads up of when that happens. I'm gonna keep playing on normal for now.
All right. You have to go through the ring though.
Yeah. Oh no, I said the base game, not the normal ending. Because I know like the
the base game. I think you. When you're heading to the final key thing, that's when you. The final emerald. That's when you're supposed to do that.
Okay, got it.
I like today, by the way, Saruk, that because of what I had to do, my father went to the store. Which usually I am the one that go to the store because he has a party on Mondays.
Yeah.
He went with usually the one that is in charge of cooking here and stuff. And she was like, should we buy a Coke for him as well, like he usually does in the parties on Monday? And my father, like, after I called him, I think after I called him, I told him that what happened, he was like, no.
Oh, what the fuck? Your dad decides to punish you? What the hell? Dick. Like, look, I know, okay, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if that's like a joke between you and your dad, but still, that's a dick move on his part.
No, basically he said like, because usually I drink quite a bit of Coke over the week. He said like, no, it's not healthy for him. Just like, just don't. We don't get it now. But I like how he said
really?
like,
I would have been like, oh really, father? Hides all the beer.
Yeah, let's see. All right, so.
Oh really? How are those tequilas in the four?
Well, two can play that game, old man. The future is now. Hides everything.
Hides the cigarettes, hides the beer. There you go.
I mean, for me, if it was my dad, I'd just hide all this Coca-Cola, because that was my dad's like addicted drink, and if that were me, I'd be like, well, I can take care of this problem.
But that's the thing that's why I usually keep buying
replaces with the caffeine-free.
No, I've been buying juice. I forgot the name of the fruit though. I don't know how you call it in fucking English.
The pomegranate? You have to describe what it looks
Peach.
like. Oh, peach. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to buy peach juice. But yeah, just like I just have fucking water.
I just like having lemonade, or you know what? Fuck it. I'll just call it Dead Millionaire. Because I hate calling it that shit. Because I used to know it just like literally black iced tea with lemon.
Ah.
I have the funny thing where like I love lemonade, but I shiver every single time I drink it, just because of how acid it is for me.
How acidic it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like they look at me and be like, "Why you shake like that?"
It's too
It's
tart.
because it's acid. Yeah, and they're like, "If you don't like lemonade, don't drink it." Like, no, oh no, I do like lemonade.
It's just adjusting the you know, the ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Like I
ratio,
said, though,
damn.
pommel juice, I cannot take it.
Yeah, pomegranate's a bit too tart for me.
Bigger.
Down there. Oh, there you go.
Got it. Yeah, I figured it out.
Smart.
Yeah. I figured out you two giants just watched me get my ass kicked last time. I'll figure it out. I don't need you. You two could just stand up there and watch. I'll figure it out. Sonic and I will figure it out together. And by that I mean I'll figure it out because he's too stupid to figure it out.
Care package time.
Yep. Thank you, Biscuit.
Remember to stretch your leggies.
Yep. I did a lot of that. I had a workout today. That's why I'm kind of running late. My workouts are supposed to be from 5 to like 5:45, so I blitzed my way through it. But by the time I got done with it and got home, I was like, damn it, it's 20 till 6. I need to eat dinner and I need to do some other stuff. So, and unfortunately, because like, so interesting thing for those who don't know, I'm not going to say what I do, but I work a federal job now. And here's the problem with federal jobs. I kind of mentioned it before. Hours are not negotiable in a federal job. If you work a federal job for the government, you do not get to negotiate. Like, you just do the job. Which, to put that into perspective, at my last job that I did, which was that contractor job that I've told you guys about, their whole deal, the contractor's whole deal was like, hey, we don't care how you do it, just get 8 hours in the building. Like, if you want to come in whenever you want. And if you want to skip your lunch to just, you know, so you can go home early, do that. Just get 8 hours in the building. So that's what I did. So I could go in at, say, like, you know, 7 or 7:30, 8 hours later, I'm out the door, which was great. But at my current job, absolutely not. That is, you cannot do that. I was flat out told you can't do that. They literally said, they're like, no, you come in at 7:30 and you leave at 4:30. We don't care if you skip your lunch. You are staying the whole 9 hours. I'm like, well, in that case, I guess that means for an hour, you won't be able to reach me. Like, that literally means that I can just wander off for an hour and nobody can tell me to do anything. Or I could just, if I wanted to be really spiteful, I could sit at my desk and write on the little whiteboard they gave me. I could just write down lunch from this time to this time, and no one can tell me to do anything because I'm at lunch. So
Malicious compliance.
yeah, basically. And it's so dumb because I'm like, for Pete's sake, like, because, okay, so I should mention though, the reason it's like that is because where I work, like, there's a time for everyone to come in. Like, the place is open, like, the place technically opens at 7 and then closes at 6. So they need enough people to kind of fill everything out, you know, to make sure there's enough people around and all that stuff. So, by that logic, that basically means you have to have people stay till 4:30. So basically how it works is that you can either come in at 7:30 and leave at 4:30, or you can come in at 9 and leave at closing, which is at 6. Now me, yeah, no, that's an obvious thing. I'd rather come in the morning. And the dumbest thing about it all, though, is that my supervisor, now granted, I respect the hell out of her for this. I honestly think she's doing it because the system has just beaten her down so much that she doesn't know she's being taken advantage of. My poor supervisor will come in at 6:30 in the morning to get an early start on everything, you know, or to take care of stuff that was left behind by the people who were closing. And then she still leaves at 4:30, and I'm over here like, for Pete's sake, you got here earlier than everyone else. Go home. But she can't. So, hey, Inferten, how you doing? Hey, Corvus. Does
she clock in at the time? Yeah, right.
Oh yeah, she clocks in, but the problem is that I don't know. But that's the thing, Sai. I don't know if she does it for free or if she I don't know. I just assume that she just comes in.
Probably work ethic at that point.
So we basically have to put in our own hours, like how long we do everything. So she probably comes in, gives the place a free hour of labor. And that pisses me off because I'm like, okay, there's a difference between work ethic and letting yourself be a slave. And this is letting yourself be a slave. Like, you were literally coming in before anyone else, doing all this stuff. And I'm like, and it makes me think either she's been so beaten down by the system that she thinks she has to do that, or she's afraid that she might lose her job. Which I know it's not that, because she's one of the only high-ranking people we've got. So if she were to leave, they'd have to find a replacement, and that could take a while. So I genuinely don't know why she does it. And it irritates the fuck out of me, because I'm like, you're literally, like, these add up. That means, like, after 2 weeks, that's 10 hours of pay that you should
Maybe she doesn't know that. Maybe she's assuming that she'll lose her job and end up, not getting her retirement thing, whatever it is.
I genuinely don't know. There's other
Isn't
stuff.
that supposed to be
I'm just giving you the thought process from my mom's perspective, because she's been a manager, and she's been working at a Walmart for a very long period of time.
Go ahead, Ty.
Bigger.
Isn't that something that supposedly you can also make like a legal dispute about? You know.
I mean,
clearly showing that you have extra hours and you are.
Well, see, that's the interesting part, though. So here's where it gets interesting. Turns out, in the federal workforce, depending on... Okay, so I'll explain this in a second, because I kind of have to give a little bit of context first. So in the federal workforce, you have what these, at least in where I am, you have... we have these things called GS ranks. Basically, your GS rank determines what rank of federal employee you are. Like, you know, federal civilian rank, basically. Now, the deal about this is that depending on what your rank is, there are certain things you get and don't get. For example, at my rank, which I'm not giving, at my rank, I get overtime. Like, if they make me stay more than 40 hours a week, I get overtime. My supervisor, at her rank, she doesn't get overtime. So if she stays late, she doesn't get overtime. She's not afforded that luxury. So, like, yes, Sai, you could, like, in a normal case, yes, you could make the argument of, I'm being worked longer than I should and I'm not being paid for it. That's illegal. But the counterpoint would be, okay, are they making you do it, or are you coming in on your own? And granted, any workplace will just say she was coming in on her own. So, which that's kind of what she's doing. So, I don't know. I'm not really, like, at this point, to me, I'm just like, I'm just gonna shut up and keep my head down. It's none of my business. So.
Will you be talking to the child?
I don't have enough things yet, but I will when I have enough. Basically, the thing I've learned most about the job where I'm working now is don't trust anyone. Because don't trust anyone. And I hate that, because to basically be told, everyone here is in it for themselves and they're probably going to backstab you if given the chance. I was like, oh, great. Nice to know. Thanks. So, yeah, don't trust anyone, which sucks.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, that's why my mom is having to start recording, whenever she sets up, like, all the cakes and bakery stuff. Because, she'll load up the entire thing herself and then be later told, oh no, you didn't do this because people are buying shit,
Yeah.
and then she's not being paid.
Yep.
So she's had to start taking photos and stuff that she fully filled the thing.
Yeah. So.
She's had to call them out like 4 times already.
Yep. Well, as long as she's got the recording evidence of it, there's they can't argue against her. So, good on her.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my case, it's like I've just been told, by my supervisor, hey, keep your head down, don't trust anyone, because everyone has like a lot of the people here know each other and they have their own little cliques and all that stuff. So you want to be careful not to be, too open about everything. So, which it's hard because one, it's me. I like talking to people. And there's also the problem of like, okay, this means I can't really communicate with anyone. I can't really, get to know my coworkers and everything because someone might backstab me. So, hell, the dumbest thing about it is that before I even showed up, someone was already spreading rumors about me. Granted, there's no evidence of it, but what I basically said is I told my supervisor, because she was like, well, she's the one who told me that the rumors were being spread. And I just flat out told her, I'm like, okay, well, if whoever this is starts something, I know people next door. I will literally go to them and I will literally rip this place apart if I have to do that. So I hope I don't have to do that. So, but regardless, I do like the job. I like what I do. But it is kind of frustrating at the same time because I'm like, for Pete's sake, why is there so much factionalism here? I mean, it's just a job. At this point, everyone just wants to work their job or do their job, and yet for some reason, everyone else just seems damned and determined to make sure no one can get that. Oh well.
We're trying to get ahead of others the easy way, quote unquote.
Yeah. By backstabbing people. Yeah, because that totally works out in the end. Oh well.
I gotta get in extras to good graces.
That's why I feel like the job of being a freelancer is like the best job ever, until it's not.
Yeah.
It's a weird evolution of things that happen sometimes when it comes to business, where like you find a really like so, how you say, corporate free, chill.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Did I just beat this thing docile?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess I beat the hostility out of it.
Congratulations, you have a good boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, sometimes you have like a work environment that is like so friendly, so corporate free and stuff. Eventually, it gets ruined.
Yeah. It does, and it might it's also the fact that you have for example, you might have supervisors and everything who are on their way out the door, and they literally couldn't care less about stuff because they're about to quit or about to retire. So yeah. Oh well. Corvus, no spoilers. You spoil. I know you're just hyping yourself up, but if you spoil something from DQ11, I'm banning you. No spoilers.
I still. Have you ever seen
like
the
Tails was
videos,
right.
Saruk,
Oh,
The
of
ruins were tech the ancients used to upload thoughts
continue.
into cyberspace, but not their bodies.
Correct. They desired to archive all their achievements, creations, and knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
If they couldn't pass it between their own people, they could pass it on to those who inherited this world from them.
This way, they could pass on not only technical knowledge, but their cognizance and intentions as well.
So it's basically a big old backup hard drive for everything about them. That's pretty amazing.
Go ahead, Side.
Ever seen those short videos of those business talk that are supposed to be jokes, quote unquote, with the little bird and the mushroom.
Yeah. Or my favorite thing is the little series. I forgot the guy's name. But he's got these little series. One of them is called the Office Translator, and it's just a dude with another dude sitting next to him. He goes, "This is my Office Translator. He's here to translate everything you say to me." And so every time the boss says like some cookie cutter BS, the translator's just like, just sitting there like and yells out what he means.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that.
Oh
video.
yeah, there's gonna be layoff. No, I think we just need to restructure better the efficiency of the company. Oh yeah, there's definitely gonna be layoffs.
Yeah, he goes, "There are going to be layoffs." Yeah, like that. Yeah, the corporate.
I still remember when
corporate translator. Thank you.
The corporate translator, yeah. I still remember when I saw a video that was like, how do you say it? I'm sorry, people, but I told the shareholders that we were doing fine, and sadly we will need to start like making layoffs. Like what? Why? Because I'm scared shit about the shareholders, and I already told them that we're doing fine, so we're gonna fire people so our revenue doesn't go down. And be like, but wait a minute, you're a CEO of this company. You're making more money than the people you fire. Why don't you still lower your salary?
That is plausible.
Be like,
it imported the data of your memories.
I found one of the videos.
Yeah.
So
gonna
you
wait
could
for it
comprehend
cutting.
them.
I posted an announcement because for anybody interested in the corporate
I was
translator.
covering familiar ground. Go me.
But yeah, Sai's right. I mean, that's how it should be. First of all, don't lie to the shareholders.
I want to finish the thing. It's like,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's like, why would I lower my salary? I am the CEO. My job is essential for the company. And what is your essential job exactly? Firing people.
Yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. Here's the thing, at the end of the day, let me put it to you this way. Originally, a lot of big companies were pro AI because they were like, oh yeah, AI can do a lot of that stuff. That means we can get rid of the most useless positions on our, on our workforce. And then people started to point out, oh, well, in that case, we can get rid of the CEOs because the CEOs just handle the finances and the AI will do that and won't have to worry about human error. So the AI can do it. And suddenly, the big companies are no longer pro AI because they don't want, because they don't want to lose their jobs. Funny how that works.
You can play that game. But yeah, like, never like your shareholders.
Yeah.
That's one thing, and the other thing is like, who was the guy that once says like, if a company is more interesting in pleasing shareholders and actually like,
And making a product.
Than making a product or like maintaining like the company, that is when the company lost its integrity.
Yeah. Ironically, it's like I joked once with a friend of mine. Ironically, when it comes to companies now, it's kind of funny that car dealership companies, the people who are known for being scummy and not, and giving you bad deals. No, car dealership companies are more trustworthy now than most companies because at the end of the day, the car dealer still has to sell you the car.
Yeah.
Flap! 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 There we go. Oh. There we go. That one didn't want a docile life. So it died.
Hello, my love.
Hi, Amina.
Everyone. Hi, plug
Oh,
one
why didn't that
Zaruk,
thing go
Mile
off?
Zaruk, George Zaruk.
That's weird. Thank you for the biddies. Don't know why the thing didn't go off. Odd. Yeah, it's working. So, weird.
I remember when I saw also a YouTube video that was like kind of interesting, saying like technology keeps advancing. With that said, there's gonna be a time where people in indie companies are gonna be able to do the same thing as AAA companies with less amount, because it's gonna take less amount of effort.
Yep.
And that's why the indie companies are the ones that are gonna be like the ones that you should be looking for.
Yep. I mean, we've already seen it with video games. Indie companies are putting out, not all the time, but most indie companies are putting, there it is. Yeah, indie companies are sometimes, or most of the time, putting out better games than the AAA companies are.
Yeah. Because remember, AAA was just a budget thing, it's not a quality
and
thing.
I think, okay, let me give you guys a little bit of a cool little history thing. The reason AAA games even exist, or like the concept behind them, I need to explain this, because I believe, GrineX, you and I have talked about this before on a stream. Psy, I'm pretty sure you were in there too. Here's the deal. So, the problem with big AAA game companies is that they have forgotten that when it comes to making video games, it's not big game, big game, big game. That's not how it works. It's big game, small game, small game, small game, then your big game. Your small games generate profit that you then use for your bigger games. Because what ends up happening is that if you go big game, big game, big game, what you've done is essentially make, yes, short term, you're making more money. But the problem is that by doing that, you have set a record for failure, because what this means is that every new game that you put out has to be bigger, better, and it has to generate more money than the last one did. Because if it doesn't, that means that the game's going to be a failure, and that means you're going to have to lay people off because you have no backup money. Because you take a big hit because you put all of your available money into this big game that just failed. So, and that's what happens with like the big companies that, you know, that make Call of Duty or the other big games like that, is that when they fail, like the Modern Warfare 3, you know, the reimagining of Modern Warfare 3, which was only 6 hours long and might as well have been a DLC, when it bombed, a lot of people got fired because they put all this time, all this money into this game that didn't sell well and that nobody liked. So naturally, to save face and to stop the company from taking too big of a hit, they fire people. And and that's why indie companies have a better track record, because indie companies don't oversell what they can do. Basically, they only they try to aim within their aim within their trajectory. They don't go far above and beyond. They just want to hit what they can. And you want a good example of a company doing it right? I mean, Nintendo's a good example. Nintendo, not every big game that comes out is good. Looking at you, Pokemon, for the last few years. Piece of shit. But Nintendo puts out plenty of small games that can then fund their big projects. So that's the way it should be. But again, you know, can't be the case if you've got shareholders breathing down your neck demanding that they get their next big slice of the pie. So therefore, you need to make something even bigger and better. Yeah, sorry, quadruple A. Yeah, triple A is old-fashioned. Now it's quadruple A, which, again, name me one quadruple A game. Answer, there isn't one. Because all these big quadruple A games have been failures. So...
There's the other issue of like, when you make a new IP, and the IP has like, it got a decent, like, even like incredible sometimes, reaction from people. They're actually starting to get like, you know, like it got a following and stuff like that. But then companies deem that a failure. Why? Because it didn't make enough money,
yeah,
like Call of Duty.
You set these arbitrary things of like what it has to hit.
It has to be a hit as the same game that got popular 11 years ago, and you keep supporting. It has to be like year one. It has to be the same level as that. Okay.
Whoops, I went too, overshot. And what's happened is that nowadays, video game companies, you know, the big games, they make these big games to like, oh God, shut this music off. I hate this kind of music. I hate this kind of music. Shut this off. So what they do now is they make the games, they set these games to last. Like, look at GTA 5. Look at Skyrim. These games that have long since gone beyond their time, but they're still around. And therefore it's made the companies a lot of money. That's kind of what people are hoping, like these companies are hoping for with their next big shooter or that kind of stuff, is they want, you know, it to have that long lastability, which I hate to break it to you, but that ain't a good way to do it, because people get bored nowadays and they'll move on to other stuff. So, and then like Psy said, even if the game's good and does really well, companies will just be like, yeah, but that wasn't good enough. So, good example, Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush is amazing. Hi-Fi Rush sold over was a shadow dropped game and sold like, God knows, over 1 million copies, I know. And then Microsoft...
I love playing it too.
Yeah, and then Microsoft goes out of their way to shut down Tango Gameworks, and then the day after say, we need more AA games like Hi-Fi Rush. I felt so bad for the press people. They did, for those who don't know, when they gave that announcement, those press correspondents for Microsoft, they didn't know Microsoft had shut down Tango Gameworks. They were humiliated because they didn't know. But thankfully, I don't remember the name of the company. Didn't another company buy Tango Gameworks and some of their IPs?
Yeah, the ones in charge of PUBG and stuff.
That's
Blue Sky, I think it was.
Or whatever. Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but sure. But yeah, and I know they didn't get all of them. I know they got Hi-Fi Rush, and I think they got some of the other IPs, but that's it. They didn't get all of them, which is a shame. Like, they didn't get The Evil Within, for example, which I will admit kind of... Oh, nope. Ah, shit, I missed it. Which kind of hurts my soul a little bit, because I like The Evil Within. I played both games on stream, and I really like them, and I kind of would love a third one, but we're not going to get a third one. So, man. Hell, I bet Dishonored fans feel bad, too, because Wolfenstein fans, too. Because, remember, Bethesda owns the rights to those IPs, and there's no way in hell those are getting another game. So, I don't know. And yeah, Biscuit's right, the whole live service model thing, that was the dumbest thing, and one of the dumbest things people have ever come up with for video
Speaking of live service.
Yeah?
So this, I forgot the name of the guy, Andrew Garfield?
Yeah.
No, not Andrew Garfield. Fuck it. What's the name of the CEO of EA?
The CEO of EA? I don't know who that is.
Andrew Wilson.
Andrew Wilson. Yeah, what about him?
Yeah. So, he was talking in an interview about the flop of Dragon Age, Veilguard.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, one of the reasons why this game failed is because players did not have a shared content and interaction. Basically, he was saying it was because this game was not a live service.
Yeah, yes, sure, Andrew, that's why Veilguard was a failure. I'm sorry, that pisses me the fuck off. No, it's not because the story was shit. It's not because the writing was god-awful. It's not because the characters were cardboard cutouts and not interesting. It's not because of all the controversy that was surrounding the game. No, it's because it wasn't a lot. Get the fuck out of here. No.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
He is not that dumb.
No.
And I can really tell that the real reason why he said that is
Cover
because
his
he is scared shitless of the shareholders.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called Cover Your Ass 101.
Yeah. He's trying to dodge the bullet. That's
Yep.
all he's just trying to do.
Which kind of defeats the purpose, because if you're the CEO, you're supposed to take the bullet if your company screws up. That's kind of the point. And yes, Biscuit's right. Look at Helldivers. Like, no. Like, it had like a game can be can have multiplayer, can have interactivity, and still be good. It doesn't need certain things. But like the problem with the the Dragon Age games is that they've always been RPG games with good stories. And if you can't do a good story, then maybe you shouldn't do the game. Just saying.
Also, here's the other issue. That game, as far as I saw how the development went for Veilguard, so it started as a single-player game. At one moment in development, I think 1 year or two in development, EA came by and said like, we need you to start over and make this a live service.
Which makes no damn sense. I'm wondering why they didn't say why. This has always been a single player series. Why does it have to be a live service?
Yeah, maybe they already say why, but usually they say it and it's like, okay, I guess we have to do a live service.
Yeah.
But then like a year or a bit more before like the release, when live service was going to shit, there was like, you know what? Just keep it single player. Like, remove all the live service, and
so start over again. Like,
yeah, not even start over again. Just like just grab whatever you had and scrap the live service part and just release it. So the game was actively getting fucked with that idea, and the guy is like, you know why the game failed? Because it was not a live service.
Yeah, which is probably his way of saying like you said, just dodging the bullet because God forbid.
When it was in fact like, not only that, one of the main reasons why the game also had like a terrible development. It's funny that he said that in one of the worst years of live service being shut down.
Yep.
In the entire year. Like, how many? Like 50?
Again, the problem is if you're going to run a video game company, you better know about video games. Like, you need to play them, you need to love them, you need to like them. Because if you don't, then you don't need to, then you don't need to be playing them. Or you don't need to be running the company. Plain and simple. But, whatever. Yeah. Again, like the great Satoru Iwata said, on my business card, I'm a president. If you look at me, I'm, he goes, I'm a father, but in my heart, I'm a gamer. And he played video games, which is why he was such a good president for Nintendo. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I found it so, like, when I realized how the trend worked, then is when I found annoying. But I feel there was a time where it was not that annoying, or maybe I just was blind because I was a kid. The idea of corporations following a trend to make money is not new.
No, it's not.
And I did not realize when I was a kid, when God of War, like the God of War PlayStation 2 got popular, a lot of games that came out around that year were basically God of War clones.
Yeah. Now you want an example of a God of War clone done well that should have gotten more respect to it, or should have gotten more should have been paid. Well, okay. Let me just crack the egg. Dante's Inferno. The EA.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who don't know, Dante's Inferno was a different retelling of the famous, story of the Divine Comedy. But the thing about it that made it so interesting was, yes, it was basically a God of War clone. But the thing is, it was a very good game for what it was. The problem is how they promoted it. That was the issue. For those who don't know, EA decided, hey, we've got this really cool hack and slash game based on the Divine Comedy. How do we promote it? Oh, I know. Let's pay some people to be angry, pissed off Christians and have them protest the game. Which all that did was just make people angry and they didn't get the game. Like, at all. Like, again, generating hatred towards something, especially if you're gonna take the religious route, no, that doesn't make your game good. That just pisses people off. So, oh well.
Especially because when you see like the actual commercials of the game, barely any commercial of the game.
Yeah, there aren't any.
Druggy.
Yeah, there aren't any commercials for it. Kind of like how they did Dead Space 2, like you know, how they had the whole "Your mom hates Dead Space 2" ads, which,
Yeah.
again, what? No.
That was a weird commercial.
Yeah, it was a very weird commercial. Dead Space 2, your mom's gonna hate it. Okay, but okay, like, and yes,
But that's the thing about trends that got like really annoying about corporations. Once it became even more and more apparent, because like, oh hey, H1C1
yeah.
become kind of popular, and then they make PUBG, but PUBG exploded the concept of battle royale games.
Yep.
And now every single the most annoying part about that is that before they tried to make a new game that was a God of War clone and stuff like that. But now what they do is they grab a franchise that has nothing to do with the concept and trying to hammer in the concept.
Yep. And Biscuit's right. Look at Azura's Wrath, which is a really good game, but they locked the true ending of the game behind a freaking DLC.
Oh, if we're gonna talk about like Capcom practices around that time.
Yeah, now granted, Capcom knows better now.
Yeah, I wonder what happened. I wonder who bitch slapped him.
No, what happened is that Capcom kept having bad sales because they kept doing stupid shit. And finally, they're like, "All right, no, this is dumb. We need to fix this."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a big ass tire. And
I
it's
still
worth-
wonder why, like, sorry. I still wonder why they never wanted to do anything else about Azura's Wrath. I wonder if it's copyright issues or something.
Who knows?
It was pretty much a completed story
Yeah,
if you had the
it
DLC.
was. Not to mention.
Yeah, but
Not to mention, there's
Yeah.
the fact that don't forget Liam O'Brien, who voices Azura. Liam O'Brien had to go to the hospital during recording of that game. For those who don't know, Liam O'Brien, you probably know him. He's done a lot of roles, but if you're a Critical Role fan, you probably have seen him from Critical Role and stuff. But Liam O'Brien is a long-time voice actor. Here's the thing: Liam plays Azura. He's also oh gosh, what is his name? What's his name? You are
Virgil?
not. He's no, he's not.
oh
Virgil.
no, you mean fuck what's
From
his
WoW.
name?
What's his name?
Illidan.
Yeah,
Illidan Stormrage.
Yeah, he's also Illidan. So here's the thing. And Liam O'Brien tells this story. Basically, when Liam came in for recording of Azura's Wrath that day, they told him, "Hey, you're gonna need to scream your lungs out today because like."
Oh no.
It's the scene where Azura, goes full, black armored
Sorry.
wrath and, wipes out
Yeah.
everything. Now, the thing is, Liam, who's been in the industry for a while, told them, okay, wait a minute. Can I do this at the end of the day? Because if you make me do this now, my voice is going to be shot and I'm not going to be able to do the rest of it for the rest of the day. Can we do this later? And he was told no. The director told him, no, we want you to do it now, which, by the way, Liam said later, he's like, if you're a voice actor and your director tells you that, you can just tell him, you put your foot down and say, absolutely not. Like, if you want me to use my voice, then respect it. Regardless, just like in that scene, Liam screams his fucking lungs out, and turns out, yeah, no, he literally started tearing his throat from screaming so much. And because they kept making him do more lines, he started coughing up blood and had to go to the hospital. Because he literally was ripping his throat apart doing that. So that's probably why. Maybe Capcom's like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that, considering a voice actor almost, screwed up his voice. But GrineX is also right. It's a completed story, so...
No, yeah, I know that about not making a sequel. That makes sense, but not only there is no a like remastered version of the game for any other of the consoles, but like if you see games like Marvel vs. Capcom, he's not a playable character.
Which is dumb.
And it's
He
like
should
that
be.
is the first character that comes out of my mind. That should be a playable character.
Yeah, he should be. But oh well.
I would have liked to have seen him in one of the Street Fighters, at the least, you know,
Yeah.
as one of those DLC things.
Yeah, and the thing
Or,
is,
you know,
oh,
side
yeah.
characters.
Yes, I agree. Street Fighter would have been great. And the thing with like Marvel vs. Capcom is considering Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was so poorly received, that might have been a good thing that he wasn't in it.
Yeah, but you know one of the reasons why Marvel vs. Capcom like 3 and Infinite got poorly received was because like what the fuck was that roster? You know?
Yeah.
And then you'd be like for example, like I remember Marvel vs. Capcom 3 I think was like MODOK. Who the fuck wants to play MODOK? You know? And you'd be like, if you can come out of your mind a character from Marvel or Capcom to play that game, one thing I will say is Mega Man from 3 at least, you know. And the other one will be like Asura.
I apologize for anyone's ears that were screaming as I did that, but I've got over 2,500 Coco now, so worth it.
Oh, nice.
Loads of money.
Yeah, loads of money.
Loads of cocoa.
Loads of money. Got that sweet cocoa. Cocaine. Coconum. Coconum.
Cocaine.
Cocainum.
I remember too when Capcom had like
Oh, nice froggy. It's one of those LGBT froggies.
Wom, 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 like with the
my
hypno
God.
eyes. Go ahead, Sai.
No, I was going to say like I remember when Capcom also had a trend of like, you know, it was part of those top 10 trend alongside with like Valve never releasing Half-Life 3. And it was like Capcom never doing another Mega Man game ever.
And then they did, and it was really good. Like I think
Yeah.
the problem is like
Hi, Silver.
yeah, hey Silver. So the problem is a lot of companies have these, you know, it's that joke of, you know, it's my IP to sit on and do nothing with, basically. And nowadays, like, I don't know. I think
Capcom was weird though, because Capcom
Yeah.
they were clearly trying to do stuff, but then apparently they got a moment in the development where like, no, this is ass, like scrap this.
yeah. Now and meanwhile, when the moon meets your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. So here's on the opposite side, here's an example of a company noticing something and capitalizing on it. Remember, when Yakuza 0 dropped, tons of people who'd never played Yakuza before were suddenly discovering the Yakuza series. And immediately, Sega was like, oh shit, hang on, and literally started gave the West Yakuza Kiwami, and then Yakuza Kiwami 2, gave us an HD port of Yakuza 3, 4, and 5. Like, Sega was quick to pick up on it and be like, yeah, no, we got a ton of new Yakuza fans in the West, let's capitalize on that. And now, the Like a Dragon series is really popular over here. So, again, that's Sega catching sight of something, being like, wait, we can work with this.
I love the balls of Sega when it was like, so are we going to like dub this series? No.
No. Yeah, no. And now they have been
And
dubbing.
people loved it.
Yeah, and now they have been dubbing it.
I'm glad they have it as an option.
Yeah.
To switch between English and Japanese.
I love it that they did not, because they really show, like, I don't know why, it maybe just me, but I feel that when you are watching in the original like voice acting, because you have like zero reference
Yeah.
of like why you're supposed to be like imitating when you're dubbing,
Yep.
you know, the real feeling has to come there.
Yep.
Like the real voice acting has to come
Yeah.
there.
The real
Also-
intention, yeah.
Yeah, also, can we talk about the fact that nowadays, because of Yakuza, we have, like, I'm actually going to play this. Because of Yakuza, we now have the fact that there are certain sounds and effects you can hear. And like, as soon as you hear it, you automatically know what it is or know who it is. Good example. I'm going to play one. Well, that's an ad. Hold on. But I'm gonna play one, and everyone's gonna know exactly what this is. Mainly because we're gonna know who the voice is, and that just goes to show it's good character.
Chan.
Here, hold on. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna
Yeah.
be Goro.
Kiryu-chan. He's like, Matto ga da yo, Kiryu-chan. I mean, it's Majima. We can't hate Majima. And to give credit where credit is due, Matt Mercer does a really good English dub of Majima. I mean, does he have the same energy? No, but at least he's trying, and you can tell that he does a pretty good job. Like with the in the original Like a Dragon, like the first one we got with the new characters and everything, when you summon Majima, like his Japanese version, it's basically he basically says, "Here's Goro Majima," and then runs down the skyscraper Sonic style. But with the English version, it's like, "Need a hand from Goro Majima?" And I'm like, yeah, that's Majima. He's absolutely psycho. And remember, for those who don't know, it's an act. Majima's acting. He's not a psychopath. He's acting. Like, we know that from, I don't remember which Yakuza game it is, but it was shown a lot in Zero. But then in one of the later ones, it was basically revealed that, no, Majima's acting. He chooses to be the mad dog, basically. He chooses to be the lovable idiot. So
I think partially it was because there was one character that, since that character was partially blind, so only by the way he like talks, he knows who it is, so that's why he decided to like pretend to have another personality.
Yeah, he's a tall gremlin. Exactly. Yes, he is. And again, with and yeah, now he's just, you know, we instantly recognize him, not only because of his look, his music, but also just, you know, Kiryu-chan. Like, it's just stuck in your mind. So, and also the whole Majima's everywhere thing.
Right, I'll be right back.
Where you can't escape him. Kiryu-chan.
Reminds me of Majima is like the combined version of that meme where it's like, I'm tired of having friends. I want enemies. Then prepare to die.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like lethal enemies. Just like regular enemies. Then prepare for my passive-aggressive behavior.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, is it?
Yep.
And Majima is like, both.
Yeah, both is good.
Yeah.
Again, he's the lovable gremlin. Like, the guy who literally was like, I want to be an absolute psychopath. I want to be crazy. Screw being normal. I want to be crazy.
Do you know that he's getting a pirate game?
Yeah, I saw it. You want to know something else that's funny? In the live-action movie they did featuring him, the guy playing him, the actor, knew the assignment because there's a scene in the movie. I love this to death. There's a scene in the movie where he's trying to take Haruka from Kiryu. You know, and he's not rude to her. He just grabs her, and Haruka pulls away from him and runs off, and he looks so sad about it. He's like, "Aw." And then he's like, "All right, now," and he goes, and he looks to where Kiryu's hiding with his boys. He's got his boys, so he goes, "All right, shoot this bastard." And then they just start shooting at him. And then later, when Haruka's with Kiryu, like they're going down a hallway, Haruka turns around and like she goes like, "Who's that?" And Majima is like peeking out from behind the corner, except the part of him peeking out from behind the corner is his eye-patched eye, so he can't see anything. He's like, Kiryu-chan. And apparently, I actually looked it up, apparently that was just the actor's idea. He was actually supposed to be on the other side of the wall, so like the other side of the hallway, so you could see his eye showing, but he was like, no. Majima would stick his eye-patched eye out, so that's what I'm gonna do. And it's,
that
again,
so good.
I know a lot of actors nowadays don't want to put in the effort of actually, that's a gator. I know a lot of actors don't want to put in the effort of actually learning about the characters they're playing or anything like that. Master Chief. But the fact that they're making a Yakuza TV show and none of the actors have said they've played the games pisses me the fuck off. Like, you don't have to play all of them. You don't have to play all the video games. I know you've got a life. Maybe you're not a video game person. But you need to play some of the games so you can understand, or at least one of them, so you understand what kind of character you're supposed to embody. Like, I'm worried that the guy playing Majima won't be a psychopath, which defeats the entire purpose of Majima. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying you have to play all of them, but it's like that how the guy who played Master Chief in the TV show never played a Halo game. Period. He never played a Halo game, had no interest in playing the Halo games, and also was the guy who was like, oh, well, I can't emote properly or act properly if I have my helmet on, so I need to take my helmet off. Translation, which, by the way, for those who don't know...
They're a terrible actor, then.
Yeah, which, yes, translates to, I'm a terrible actor, and also this is my first big role. I want people to see my face, so I'll get cast for other stuff. And you want to know the ironic part? He ain't gonna get another role. He ain't gonna get shit. The Halo show was so badly received that there ain't no way in hell he's getting another big role. And if he does, it ain't gonna be in anything big. Like, and the funny thing is, if he had just kept the helmet on and never took it off and just did it on acting alone, he probably would be getting more roles. I mean, look at, what's his name? Pedro Pascal? The guy who plays Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. Like, he doesn't need to take his helmet off. He did it once in the first season. He doesn't need to take his helmet off to act. So, yeah, so don't give me that bullshit about how you can't emote properly or act properly if your face isn't showing. You're just a shit actor.
If you want an example, there's a Kamen Rider Wizard in the scene where he's washing his clothes. That he doesn't have to take his helmet off or anything. But with his body language alone and where he looks...
Oh, yeah, is that the one where he's, like, using, like, a washing board, and then he turns around, there's a washing machine, and he has this, like, this feeling of, are you fucking serious? And then he just goes...
Just by him just staring...
Yeah, we can feel it.
Just thankful, yeah.
We can feel it. And then he just goes and throws his stuff in the washing machine. Is that the same one who, like, gets to see Santa at one point and freaks the hell out? Because I know there's a famous gif of a Kamen Rider, like, turning around, there's Santa Claus, and he's like, ugh!
I still love that one commercial.
Which one?
Of, like, I assume it's Kamen Rider, when people are being like, how'd you say? I think it was actually making fun of the whole, like, Master Chief thingy. Of being like, because he has a helmet, then it blocks him from showing... more emotions and shit.
Yeah.
And then they show that one commercial of, I think it was Kamen Rider, of like one guy dressed as a green Kamen Rider trying to wash some clothes.
Yeah, that's
and
what
then he realized there was a washing
GrineX is
machine.
talking about. That's Kamen Rider Wizard.
I found it.
Yeah, it's Kamen Rider.
Oh, that's the one? Oh, okay.
I'll post it on non-speakers for the Santa version.
Yeah, he's literally washing his clothes using an old-fashioned washing board. Then he turns around, there's a washing machine there, and like GrineX says, dude doesn't need to show his face. It's just his body language alone gives off this aura of, I'm mad, I'm disappointed with myself, fuck it, I'm just gonna use the washing machine.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy. And then he just stands there and just leans on the washing machine, like, content with himself.
Freaking random ass Santas. Like, oh, he says, Merry Christmas, gives him a super tiny present and just
leaves.
Just,
I mean, it's also funny to me that we now have an anime about the Red Ranger getting isekai'd. And everyone,
it's great.
Yeah, it is. And everyone just being like, who is this guy? How does he have all these weird powers? Welcome to Sentai and Power Rangers, where it makes no damn sense, but we're here for the ride.
This is what you call a bond already?
Yeah. It's also funny to me because, for those who don't know, even Power Rangers has taken shots at itself before. In Power Rangers RPM, they actively joke about the Sentai footage because they're like, hey, how come the Zords have big googly eyes on them? And the scientist is like, those are ocular cameras, so you can actually see what's happening. Well, yeah, but they look like big anime googly eyes. And then one of the guys... Wait, it gets better. Then one guy's like, hey, how come every time I finish morphing, there's a giant explosion behind me? Like, they literally are just like, screw it, let's just poke fun at everything.
Yeah, but granted, the reason that what happened is because, like many other times in the Power Ranger franchise on the West, they told them that that was going to be the last season.
Yep.
So that's why
Yep.
every single writer was like, you know what?
Screw
Fuck
it. Yeah, fuck it. We go all out.
We do it live.
Yeah, we go all out. Fuck it. Yeah. And sadly, the thing is now, it's a shame because it's one of those things. It's weird. Power Rangers, like, it's gone back into hibernation now, but for a long time, Power Rangers was one of those things that literally lived and died.
Would you like to try?
By how good the writing for it was. Because, like, okay, for those who don't know, I'll give you a good example. Power Rangers Samurai was, it was okay, but it was not great. Like, people were quick to point out, hey, this ain't very good. You need to do better. Like, you need to step it up. And then Megaforce happened. And the problem is, Megaforce was, first of all, they shouldn't have adapted Megaforce in the first place. Because for those who don't know, time for backstory. In Sentai, the season that Megaforce was adapted for was called Gokaiger. It was like Sentai's 35th anniversary. It was a big freaking deal. And the team in Gokaiger were pirates. They literally had Ranger keys that allowed them to turn into all the previous Ranger incarnations. Now, naturally, this meant there was a lot of footage that Megaforce couldn't use. And it also meant that, well, there was a lot less to work with because Power Rangers hasn't been around as long as Super Sentai. And because of that, it was already going to be a less good series. It wasn't going to be as good. But the worst part about it is that the issue is that at this time, Power Rangers kind of had this problem where the writers were just like, oh, let's just adapt the Sentai. Even though...
Yeah, the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, and the writing was bad. Because there are certain things you just can't adapt. So, I don't know.
I ever saw that one episode in one of the... I think it was the Mystic Force.
Which one?
Where the monster was someone that... if he hurts your personal feelings, you just get blown away.
Oh no, that's Samurai. That's Samurai.
Oh yeah, that was Samurai.
That's Samurai.
Now, that was the only episode that will be memorable for me.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is that episode, the ironic thing is that episode actually had some really good indications for stuff. Because one of the things that guy drops is toward Jaden, the Red Ranger, where he goes like, you're like, his insult was, you're not a real Ranger, and you're keeping a secret from your friends. Which was true. The secret was, yeah, Jaden was not the original Red Ranger. His sister was. And yeah, that was interesting. Except the writing was shit. And they didn't implement it very well. So,
yeah.
And what's worse is that, unfortunately, and I kind of feel bad for them. Megaforce, which came after Samurai, none of those guys got called back for anything. Megaforce was so badly received that all of those guys just said, all those actors and actresses were like, fuck it, we're never coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a female Red Ranger. Yes, there was. Her name was Lauren. She was Jaden's sister. And the entire team treats her like garbage when she shows up. Because, yes, she's supposed to be the Red Ranger, but when she shows up, the entire team basically has this attitude of, you're not our Red Ranger. You're not our leader. We don't know you. We don't want to get to know you. You're not our leader. So we're just gonna go about our own way and do our own thing. We're not gonna train with you. We're not gonna get to know you. Piss off. Which, again, is not good writing, because, granted, yes, the characters would be upset about Jaden leaving, but to basically take it all out on his sister is petty and makes no sense when they're supposed to be a team trying to save the world. So, I don't know. It's dumb.
Which would have been good if Jaden just appeared and supported his sister, but...
Well, no, he does support his sister. But, like, what happened is when she comes back, he's like, yeah, you're the Red Ranger, not me. So you're supposed to be the leader.
No, I mean after like the entire team like shit on her.
Fails? Yeah. No, they didn't.
It's like, what's wrong with you? She's my sister.
So, yeah, it's not good. Correct, Amina. There was finally a red female ranger and they shit all over her. Yep. So, yeah, it wasn't good. Yes, maxed out. And the thing is, in the Japanese version, you know, the actual Sentai, when the female Red Ranger comes back, like, the guy does step down, and when all the other Rangers are pissed about it, he tells them, he's like,
it's
no...
chili dog time.
He actively tells, he actively tells his team, no, this is my sister. She's the one who knows...
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, she knows the techniques that are going to help us. I know you guys like me, but I trust my sister. And they're like, okay, yeah, if you trust her, she's cool with us. And then when she gets, like, hurt in the Sentai version, and he steps up, like, it's not because the whole damsel in distress thing. No, it's because she has no experience. Yet she knows the techniques, but she hasn't been fighting like the rest of them. So when she gets beat up, like, it's not because, oh, she needs to be rescued. No, she's just out of practice. She has no experience. I don't know, it's dumb. It's very dumb. It's not handled well at all. The only other time we had a female Red Ranger was literally when she was a villain. And that's from SPD with the A-Force Rangers, where she's literally a villain. Which, to be fair, I do love me the trope of the evil Rangers versus the good Rangers. And it also has one of my favorite lines from Power Rangers, where after the A Squad beats the shit out of the main characters, they tell them as much. They're like, you're just the B Squad. Meaning what? Means you're second best, second rate, and second choice. But the good guys win anyway. They wipe the floor with the A Squad. Because at the end of the day, what SPD shows for the characters is that the ragtag team that comes together and bonds together, accepting their strengths and weaknesses, yeah, they're not as close-knit as they could be. They're not, you know, a well-oiled machine. They bicker, they argue, but they stand by each other. They're better as a team than any perfectionists are because they know how to cover each other. So yeah, it's... And they do make a joke about the female Red Ranger being the A Squad Ranger when they rescue the A Squad, and it literally goes, you're a girl! Wait, Red's a girl? Like, if they're like, holy shit! Like... and they even make a joke about it. You got a problem with that? No! No, ma'am. It's, again... When you have good, when you have good writers, good stories follow. But if your writing is shit, then your stories are shit. Plain and simple. It'll always be that way.
I just found out something.
What's that?
There is a Red Ranger now. Female.
Mm-hmm.
So, apparently last year there was a new adaptation of a Super Sentai. It's called Power Ranger Cosmic Fury.
Oh yeah, Cosmic
and
Fury's
the Red Ranger is
yeah.
female.
Yeah, Cosmic Fury's been around. That was the last series we got. And then Power Rangers went into hibernation. But yes, in Cosmic Fury, the Red Ranger is a woman. Yep, and Cosmic Fury is, from what I've heard...
What is it? A woman?
Yeah, a woman.
Sorry.
Yeah. What was it? A woman. What?
What?
Yeah, so apparently, from what I've heard, Cosmic Fury is okay. It's not good, it's not bad, but it's okay. So... I do know that the Red Ranger, trying to think, I know one of the Red Rangers from just the series has a YouTube channel now, and he actively talks about time on the set and talks about other Rangers. I also know that, here's a blast for the past from everyone. I also know that if you grew up watching Wild Force, like me and my little brother did, if you remember the Howling...
I'm carries.
Hmm? Say again?
Is that the one with... No, wait, that's Dino Thunder. Never mind. Carry on.
Yeah, no, Wild Force is the one with like the the Red Lion Ranger, the Yellow Eagle Ranger, and like the Silver Wolf Ranger. Yeah, no, the Silver Wolf Ranger actor is a Twitch streamer now. He does streams talking about stuff. He's really chill. He's really cool. He actually did a stream a while back where they were watching old episodes of Wild Force, and he talked about stuff that happened on set. He's very cool.
Wait, what? You said the Wild Force?
Yeah, Wild Force.
Wasn't he the one that got into a legal issue?
No, that's the Red Ranger. Okay, so...
Which Ranger you said then again?
So, the Silver Wolf Ranger is the one who does streams now.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, if you're talking about the one who got into legal trouble, that would be the Red Wild Force Ranger. Yes, he did get into legal trouble.
Found it.
Yeah. And
it's Brennan Mejia who from Dino Charge, who has a YouTube channel.
Yep, Brennan Mejia. Yes, he's the Red Dino Charge Ranger. Dino Charge is good. Dino Charge is really good. But yes. And as for the Red Wild Force Ranger, okay, so the reason he got in trouble with the law is because, long story short, dude tried to assault him, and he used a weapon, a sword, in his house to defend himself. So, it was self-defense, but he also, like, murdered the dude. So, oops. Yeah, that's why he got in trouble. And as for the channel involving the Silver Wolf Ranger, I would need his name. It's been a while. I don't remember his name.
I remember when they said like...
Say again?
I remember when they say like that was the reason why Jungle Fury never had a crossover with the next series, but that is not true.
Yeah, no.
That happened after the other series was like near its end.
Yeah. The reason a lot of later Power Rangers series didn't get crossovers was because
location.
Yeah, correct, location. They moved the shooting to New Zealand, and it would be really expensive to fly people out for, just a one-time episode thing. So they didn't.
Yeah.
And because of that, there were a lot of teams that didn't get team-ups or anything. Which is why, to this day, the best Power Rangers team-up is still either Forever Red, which has 10 Red Rangers, which is really cool, or Reinforcements from the Future, which is Time Force and Wild Force's crossover. So that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah.
Are you from the future? Well, bang, okay.
Yeah, well, bang, okay. Yeah, I love, fun fact, GrineX, I actually went to a convention and saw a dude wearing that shirt. I actually got a photo of it. Because I was like, oh my gosh, that shirt in the wild. Someone's actually wearing it. Report to the ship immediately. Well, bang, okay? And if y'all don't know
So which one was your favorite season?
Me? Oh god, that's a tough question. I'm partial to Time Force and Wild Force because it's what me and my brother grew up with. But I also like Dino Charge because Dino Charge actually gave a crap, and the actors actually liked what they were doing. They actually, gave a shit. It also helps that the writer for Dino Charge is Judd Lin, who is a well-known and well-respected writer for Power Ranger stuff. He wrote Time Force, for example. So he was a veteran when it came to writing.
For me, like, funny enough, would be in space. And I don't know if it was just because, again, I just watched this as a kid, but I feel that the writing was so good.
It was, it was meant to be the finale.
Didn't need... Yeah, but like, it was so good that you didn't even need to watch the other series.
Yeah. Hey, Keldrick.
To watch that one.
You're right, you didn't. Oh,
like, I didn't know, like, I never knew, like, okay, I did see, like, the beginning, and I was like, wait, where this character come from again, and stuff like that. I never knew that there was a continuation of Turbo.
I'm trying to think what was his name? One really cool thing I've always loved about Power Rangers, or at least one of them, is that in Time Force, trying to think his name, the guy who played Rancid, Warren Wells, what's his name? He's in Mad Max, and he's also Bennett in the Arnold Schwarzenegger Commando movie. For those who don't know, That guy is he was the villain for Time Force, Rancic, and in real life he's super chill. He's done multiple interviews with people, and he's a very like down to earth guy. Because, you know, people have asked him, they're like, you know, you were a big actor at the time. Did you ever think it was kind of weird to be on a children's show? And every time he's asked that question, he's like, no. He's like, it's Power Rangers. Because like, who didn't want to be on Power Rangers in the 90s? Or the early 2000s? He's like, who didn't want that? And it's funny because he said, what he mentioned is just like, so originally Rancic wasn't even supposed to be the villain for Time Force. Nadira was, his daughter. She was supposed to be the villain. But Judd Lin was like, no, let's get a more hardcore villain. So they got Rancic. And the funny thing about
hardcore he was.
Yeah, but the thing is, what's funny about it is that the actor said, he goes like, I was allowed to really like ham up my performance on camera. I was allowed to be more energetic. I was allowed to act more. I missed the jump. And because of that, you know, you get to see him really like emote a lot more in his acting.
And you know what's funny? I always thought that he was like Schwarzenegger, Mr. Freeze, but in the show that it was meant to be, you know.
Yeah. And also
Chill out.
Yeah, chill out. Yeah, chill out.
I feel like it fits with the tone of like what was going for in Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But in the Batman, the one did not.
Yeah. It's also funny because you get moments like with Rancic especially, there are some really funny moments in the show, like where he thinks, like where he finds out that Nadira might be dating the Blue Ranger, and so being the good dad that he is, being the good dad that he is, he's like, all right, look, my daughter likes this guy. He's my enemy, but it makes my daughter happy, so I'm going to allow this. And then later when one of the monsters is beating up the Rangers, Rancic shows up and starts beating the crap out of the monster, and he's like, what did I say? Not the blue one. He's like, don't hurt the blue one.
And then just grabs
starts
the blue
dusting
one.
him
Like,
off.
you okay?
He's like, you okay? You all right? I love stuff like that. Like, again, that just goes to show the acting is really good because the actors give a shit. Most actors wouldn't, you know,
I
wouldn't
have to do a
commit
marathon
to
of
that.
Power Ranger one day.
Yeah. So I like that kind of stuff.
Did you kind of cry when you saw like in the crossover of well, which one was it? It was Future with Wild Force, right?
Time Force and Wild Force, yeah.
Yeah, did you kind of cry when he sacrificed himself? I thought he actually died.
Yeah, I mean, it's a... Looking back, it's kind of weird, but at the same time, it's a happy ending for everyone. And again, it's a kid's show. Happy endings are important in a kid's show.
I do love that. At least I love the post, like the aftermath, when they tried to flirt to
he's
like
like,
her daughter. He was like,
yeah, he's like watching the whole. I mean, to be fair, even as a kid, I was like, all right, yeah, if that were my dad, he'd be like, like any dad would be very protective over his daughter. Like, I'm sorry, are you talking to my daughter without my permission?
Yeah, and I like that it's like, okay, he's not a mutant anymore. He's still a big motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a dad. That's kind of the thing. It doesn't matter how old your daughter gets. You're still going to be a dad, and you're still going to protect your daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want a good example of that, go look at how, like, there's that scene from Phineas and Ferb where Doofenshmirtz is talking to his daughter, and she's like, I'm 16, that's almost an adult. And then it cuts to his daughter, like, as a little girl, basically, because that's how he still sees
That's what he
her.
sees, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he sees. So, you know.
I haven't watched more of these, the Power Rangers series, like after.
I found something that you might like as Zaruk and Psych.
I think that's the only villain that did not die.
Yeah, most of the villains die in Power Rangers.
Yeah, but like the main one.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one that is like, okay, I give up.
Yeah, like,
and that's it.
Zaruk knows from experience. Well, yeah, of course I know from experience. Y'all have seen me play Fuga. I literally took those, even though they're video game characters, I took those kids on as my own, and I'm like, these are my children now. I am not letting anything happen to them. Like, and fun fact, with Fuga Melodies of Steel 3 coming out in May, the finale to the trilogy, you damn well bet I'm not letting my children get hurt. Like, not gonna happen. So
I just imagine you were like jumping all over the room when you saw that.
oh, I was
that
excited.
they're gonna
Oh,
be
I
released.
assure you, I was excited. I was very excited.
I was just imagining Zaruk, but the Leonardo DiCaprio thing, with the pointy finger thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That whistling like, oop, that's me. And yes, Amina's right. I've met her father in person, and her father is a protective dad, and I understand that. Any dad would be the same way. So, yeah. Look, if a dad, let me put it this way: if a dad is not willing to like, what the hell? Why is it all? What happened? Camera?
I swear it wasn't me.
Yeah. No. What? Oh, okay. There it is. I was in a bush apparently. Look, if a dad is
I
not...
still remember
Hold on.
a classmate
Hang on.
that
If a dad is not willing to look out for his son or daughter, especially his daughter, that's not a good father. Period. Like again, I know I can't speak for myself because my father didn't have my parents didn't have daughters. It was just me and my brother. But I know for a fact, just from being a good, genuine person, that if you don't, that a father should be willing to move heaven and earth for his daughter. And if he can't, well, at least he should try. But that's just me. So go ahead, Sai. I'm gonna scale the mountain. Well, or not. Never mind. We'll do fine. We'll do the old-fashioned way.
So I found a website that has hoodies and track pants.
Yeah, I saw it.
Power Rangers, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
I'm just glad that it gives the option of a pull-up hoodie or zip hoodie.
And let's, and of course, we can't talk about Power Rangers without mentioning the late, great Jason David Frank. Gonna miss him big time. No one will ever be the Green Ranger. No one will ever be Tommy Oliver like him.
No, but nobody will carry like Tommy.
No, yeah, nobody will carry like Tommy. And it's sad because it was suicide, which hurts because I'm like, this is the guy who I know was going through a lot of shit, but this is the same guy who was always telling kids and other people, hey, reach out to people, talk to people. That's the whole point. But, go ahead.
Like every single time people remind me that of like, I am sad, I am pissed off at the same time. And you know why?
Why?
He died the month where he said he was going to be coming to my country.
Yeah, and the sad thing about it is that, that would be kind of frustrating and make people angry. But at the same time, what made me angry about it is like, the guy who was always saying, talk to people, trust the other people, all that stuff. And I'm like, then why didn't you do it? Why didn't you talk to people? Why didn't you confide in people? But I guess, again, that's its own thing. Sometimes people don't want to be a burden to others. And I'll say it right now, full disclosure here. And this is my opinion. Some people might disagree. But I've always told the people I care about, if something is bothering you and it's making you feel that way, please, for the love of God, talk to me. Just talk to anyone. You're not a burden if you're looking to others for strength. Because, again, wanting to be better and wanting to conquer those inner demons or those voices that tell you you're not worth living, coming to others for help with that is not weakness, it is strength, because you are admitting, I am not strong enough to do this by myself. No, being a burden is like where you don't need someone's help, but you ask for it anyway and don't reciprocate. But being beaten down by your own dark thoughts and asking for help is not weakness, that's strength. Because God forbid, too many people nowadays think that's a weakness. It is not. So, oh well.
Also, please don't
That's
say
why I
goodbye.
like the song Fist Bump.
Also, don't write goodbye, bro, at 3 a.m., please.
Yeah. Now you got me imagining. Now you got me. Now, Sai, you got me thinking of that bit from the Beetlejuice musical. So goodbye. Don't text me in the morning at 2 a.m. asking you up. Because new phone, and then the crowd answers, who dis? And he looks out like, shut up. Like he looks at the crowd.
Yeah.
Shut up. I showed it. I've shown the clip to Amina. Another funny clip from that musical is where he goes like, "That sounds like the rule book," and the rule book falls on the stage and falls down an open pit. Ah, there it goes. So we kind of need that to progress, to move forward. Which means the show's over. Good night, everybody. And he starts walking off the stage, unless it reaches into a cabinet. Extra book. I love that. Like, and apparently, here's where it gets even funnier. Apparently, when the understudies are performing and that happens, whenever like the rulebook falls off stage or something, the understudies are always like, this wouldn't have happened if Alex were here. And Alex is the main guy who plays Beetlejuice. So they're like, well, if he was here, this wouldn't have happened.
When Leandros goes to battle, but he forgot to bring the codex with him.
Yeah. Extra book.
So we kind of need that.
We kind of need that to move forward. I kind of need
Fucking
that.
Leandros.
I kind of need that to talk shit about what you're doing. It's so funny. I don't know if you.
I like the reaction of Titus when the other guy was Gadriel.
Yeah.
He was like, the chorus has started, do not support these. It's
He like looks at him like, but I am looking forward to it. All right. It's also funny to me because if you go and watch people reacting to that scene where the chaplain's revealed to be Leandros, there's three types of people. The people who don't know who that is because they didn't play the original game. The people who recognize him and they're like, oh shit, that's Leandros. Or the people who get fucking angry and they're like, you son of a bitch, I thought I was done with you. I forgot her name. She's a female French VTuber. And when she saw that it was Leandros as the chaplain, she started angrily cursing in French at him. She was using a lot of very colorful French language. Can't remember her name though, which is sad.
Weird though when I read the description of the scene, and they, according to the description, says that both found redemption of like what happened on that planet. It's like, what the fuck is the redemption of Leandros?
Well, Leandros
like
is
trusting his captain again.
Yes. No. His redemption is the fact that he literally condemned a man who had done no wrong. That was his sin. He condemned a man who had done no wrong and literally condemned Titus to be a prisoner of the Inquisition for 2 centuries, basically. And so his punishment, or in his way, his redemption, was to become a chaplain, basically. Because now he'll know better, basically.
Uh-oh.
Alright, last connection.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so did I. I was very confused.
Oh, are you back?
I am now, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so what I was saying was Leandros' redemption is the fact that he condemned an innocent man, basically, and so his redemption is becoming a chaplain, the guys who are the spiritual leadership of the chapter, which means that from now on, he better know what the hell he's doing, because he basically condemned an innocent man. So, yeah, that's his punishment. Of course, he comes off like an ass about it, but...
Yeah. But hear me now.
If you stray, even for a moment, shut the fuck up, Leandros.
For the Emperor.
For the Emperor.
Fucking Leandro.
I am no heretic, you lie.
Do you know if like they're really planning to support us like as long as possible that game? Or is this gonna be just one more year?
It won't be another year. Probably be another 2, 3, maybe 4 years. They've got plans. Because remember,
does the plan includes like more?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know. More story? We don't know. Because Saber Interactive did not imagine that there would be such a lot. They even said on Twitter, they said, we didn't think there would be such a large outcry for more story. Like, we will see what we can do.
I'm not letting
I'm gonna
it
buy
happen
the season
again.
pass.
Like, they literally did not think so many people would be over the wall about wanting to see more of the game. So, or more story. So probably they were like, okay, shit, we need to make an expansion because
Yeah, carry on. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
No, it's just like damn, when you do something so well, I see reactions from people, and actually it gets to me
Yeah.
when I see how they react, how lore accurate Kalgar is.
Oh yeah. Well, he's gotta be. He's Papa Smurf. He's the chapter master.
I know, but you know how they said, they kept saying, we want this to be as lore accurate as possible.
And here's the coolest thing is that many people, even some big name people were like, okay, so when do we get to see Gilliman? Because like, we want to see Gilliman, like the Primarch. And Saber was like, okay, yeah, we know you want to see Gilliman. We want to make him too, but that's probably going to have to be for a third game because it wouldn't do him justice to just shove him in here. Like, he needs his own game. And like, I can agree with that. There's no easy way to make, a freaking demigod. There's no easy way to do a demigod justice. So, yeah.
Or if they do, it's gonna be just like a cutscene.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're not gonna be playing that part.
Of course not.
And when I mean that not gonna be playing, it's like you're not even going to be in the background doing something else. You're just gonna be watching.
You're gonna watch this son of the Emperor body like 100 dudes at once. Because that's literally what their fighting is like. How Primarch's like. It's crazy.
I do finally start to get the whole thing of 40k because like every single time people talk to me about 40k, they tell me like everything is misery, all is horrible, everyone is an ass, stuff like that.
Depends on where you
like
look,
ass to each other.
Yeah.
But then you have again you have Vulcan and you have Kalgar, and it's like, how the fuck this like miserable war has such wholesome people?
Well, I mean, Calgar's just being professional. If you want wholesome people, you need to look like Pedro Cantor, who's a good example. And like, if you want,
yeah, but the whole thing of like they call for Calgar, and he's the fucking chapter master. He actually fucking shows up.
Little Calgar. Yeah, Lieutenant, I received your briefing. I received your message. Brief me immediately. So
considering like when you like put the whole scope of like how many Ultramarines are scattered all over the universe.
Yeah.
And you get one call from this guy, and it's like, I am personally going there.
One of my favorite Marines is calling for help. I better go help him.
Yeah. Instead of like sending another elite group.
Yeah, look,
you just know I am going myself.
Yeah, if you want to find genuine humanity in 40k, you gotta look you can look to some of the Marines, but you also need to look toward the Guardsmen, because there's a lot of really good guard stories about people being human. One of my favorites is actually, I'll have to get it to you. It's an interaction between an Imperial Guard sergeant and Reclusiarch Grimaldus of the Black Templars. Who are those angry, black and white Crusader guys? Like Dorn said, that's because they're absolute lunatics, those guys. And literally, this guy literally is like, not pissing him off. Like, I wish my friend Gage was here because he knows the whole conversation. But literally, he's like, I am trying to reach the Reclusiarch. I have something to tell him. Andre, this is Reclusiarch Grimaldus. Oh, hello, Reclusiarch. You sound angry.
No.
Would you like me to call upon him?
Who, Gage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure. Ask him if he wants to hop in here real quick so I can get him to explain that.
I'm still getting so much into the...
Ow.
Oh my god, I feel like deja vu right now.
Hey, Jabalus.
I feel I had this conversation before. I am still reading so much in the honest humanity that Vulcan has.
Yeah.
I still love the whole part of like the actual Emperor challenging him, and when he technically he lost, he was like, no, I am the one that lost.
Yeah, which chapter is considered the most out the edge? That depends. Do you mean like Darkness Edge or just calm the hell down edge?
Easily.
But yeah, that's my first question about that, Corvus, is that, how do you mean edge? Whee! Die. Die.
The edge. It means like as you mean crazy.
Because, edgy as in akin to teen-rated JRPG edgy. Oh, that's the Raven Guard. That's the Raven Guard. The Raven Guard, then. The Raven Guard are edgy. Not for the lack of them being, you know, by choice, but their whole thing is like shadows, ravens, death, you know, victory through death, and all that kind of stuff. They're very, very hot topic edgy. Very crawling in my skin edgy. Let's put it that way. Yeah, now if you want general edge, either the Mortifactors, I mean, there's others, like the Mortifactors, the Dragon Spears, the Carcharodons, aka the Space Sharks. Like, it all depends on where you're looking. Hey, Gage. Yeah, I was telling Psy about the conversation between Andre and Grimaldus with the whole thing. Because I need to speak to the Reclusiarch. Andre, this is Reclusiarch. Oh, hello, Reclusiarch. You sound angry.
Yeah.
That whole bit. You know that whole conversation, don't you? Or the gist of it, like of why it's happening, right? Because you've told me about it. Let's see. Actually, I need to turn you up. You're very quiet. Hold on. But yeah, because you're the one...
I can't fully remember now. I learned it from a fucking YouTube short. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Just thought I'd call you in and ask and see if you knew.
I do remember. I do remember Andre telling Grimaldus to tell someone that they owe him money.
Yeah. Yes.
And Grimaldus did. And
yeah.
Grimaldus did it.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, tell the guy he owes. Like, tell my. He goes like, tell my. Tell my commanding officer about my deeds here. And he even tells him, he goes like, perhaps you should salute me now. No, I'm not beholden to a guard officer. Yes, I know, but I want to thank you for telling my commander about my deeds. An oath is an oath. Like, he's like, yeah, I'll tell him.
Yeah. Grimaldus is just like, I can't be mad at this guy.
Yeah, I cannot be mad at this adorable, at this guy who's just funny and weird. It even asks him, because, Sai, there's a moment in the book where he's like, he goes, were you not injured in the explosion? I had a headache, and then it went away. And Grimaldus is like, this makes me smile. And then, yeah, later on after that book, like, Grimaldus is fighting alongside some other people, and he's trying to get in contact with other forces, and Andre's the one who answers the radio, and he goes like, I keep telling you that I'm not the man you are looking for. Because if you have anything you need to report, you need to speak to the Reclusiarch. Andre, this is Reclusiarch Grimaldus. Oh, hello, Reclusiarch. You sound angry. Like, he's... And yeah, Gage is right. Grimaldus is just like, I can't be mad at this idiot. I can't. He keeps me sane. I can't. I've honestly told people, if you want the most humanizing view of a Space Marine, go read Hell's Reach. Because that literally has a scene where Grimaldus, a chaplain of the Black Templars, some of the most religious zealots among the Space Marines, has to sit in a command bunker and go over briefings, plans, and strategies for 3 days. He's not allowed to do anything else. And he mentions in the book, he says, I endure this for 3 days. He groans in the book. He's like, ugh.
Honestly, if Andre can make a Black Templar's chaplain smile, he could probably make an Imperial Fist laugh.
Yeah, basically.
Or chuckle, maybe.
Yeah.
That's the orbs.
Dang it, I missed it. Again, you just got to know where to look for some of the funny moments. And yes, so Corvus, if we're just talking hot topic edge, it's the Raven Guard. They've always been edgy. like that, because their Primarch was edgy, and like to quote Edgar Allan Poe a lot. And if we're talking like straight up edgy, like, you know, edge, like darkness for the sake of darkness, there's quite a few that fit that description, but I'm gonna go with the ones I named earlier.
Did you mention Night Lords? They seem pretty good.
Oh yeah, the Night Lords are freaking sadists who like torturing and killing people, but the reason they do it is because they literally, damn it, they literally came from a planet where that was the norm. But to be fair, they do have one of the best speeches in all of 40K. I'll actually pull it up in a second once I catch this fucking orb. Damn it.
Orb.
Too fast for you.
It's the Dark Angels. They're that old Christian kid who's never sworn around his parents and acts well behaved, but could probably chuck a bottle of vodka if you talk in the Space Marine chapters.
I mean, there's that, but it's also the fact with the Dark Angels, it's also they're paranoid. That's the other thing about them.
Dark Angels are one of the most frustrating chapters in existence.
Literally, they're go ahead.
They fucking brainwashed their Primaris because they couldn't trust them.
Yep.
Or something.
Yep. And they also had a in one of the books, they have a moment where an Inquisitor is talking to them, being like, hey, you know, you guys are really suspicious. I might have to look into some stuff. Nothing against you, it's just policy. And a Dark Angel tells this Inquisitor, sir, with all due respect, I advise you not go looking too far, go looking too deep. You may not like what you find, and also, some things are best kept a secret. And the guy's like, well, be that as it may, I still need to investigate. And then the Dark Angel just fucking shoots him. Because he was literally basically telling him, you need to back off. Like, if you don't, you're gonna die. And the guy doesn't back off. And again, he wasn't being antagonistic. He was just like, I need to look into this. It's my job. And the Dark Angel was like, sucks to be you then. And he shot him.
Like, all this because
they're paranoid about everything.
Yes, because some of their legion turns traitor during the heresy, as if like.
Yeah, they're afraid that everyone's gonna find out about all that because their whole view is like, no one will trust us anymore. Everyone will hate us if they find out about it. Meanwhile, the Blood Angels have to secretly hide the fact that some of their followers turn into blood-drinking sociopaths. So, yeah, no, I don't care much for the Dark Angels and their paranoia.
Yeah, I hear Lion's been setting their asses straight.
Oh yeah, yes, Lionel Johnson's way better now. It is.
Oh, I found something that maybe you
wait,
understand better.
Sorry, there is a scene you would love. There's a funny thing in the Lionel Johnson book where after he comes back, he's on a planet, and they're basically hosting him because he's one of the Emperor's sons. And they basically, because he's so damn huge, they basically grab all of these bed frames and put them together with as many mattresses as they can find, you know, for a bed, basically. And when Lion's in there with his bodyguards, he's just like, I can't lay on that. I'll crush it. And his bodyguards are like, is sleeping on the floor beneath you, my lord? It turns into like a squabble where he's basically like, listen here, you little shit. Like, he's like, I don't want to insult their hospitality by sleeping on the floor, but at the same time, if I lay on that bed they prepared, I'm literally gonna crush it. And he's like, well, Dad, just sleep on the floor. That's the logical thing to do. This is basically this back and forth between a smart-ass son and his tired dad.
Yeah.
I found a thing in Reddit that maybe you understand what they're talking about, or maybe the guy is just talking nonsense. Basically, at the beginning, it just says the Revengar do have some of the edgy parts. Mainly, there's a stealth expert danger hanging in the shadows. The gene seed gives them a pitch black hair and eyes and makes the skin extremely pale.
Yep.
But then eventually, like, there was a comment, they are also all the laziest. That's, what do you mean? They go on nap crusades.
Yep.
And I don't get, like, what? What do they mean?
Since you were talking about edgy Space Marine chapters, and you mentioned the Carcharodons. Apparently, they are actually Raven Guard's successor.
They are, and the Carcharodon's like the Carcharodon chapter master. is this dude so damn big that he like towers over most Marines, but the scary thing about him is that he's so quiet. He can literally sneak around in full Terminator armor or stand so perfectly still that people think he's a statue. And this has led to a joke. There's a comic of it, but it's led to a joke that people like to think that whenever he's walking around on his ship or on patrol, he hums, da-dun, da-dun. Like he hums the Jaws theme to himself.
And if he's infiltrating enemy territory and he gets seen, he just says, "You do not see Tiberos the Red
You
Wake."
do not see Tiberos of the Red Wake. And people are just like, okay, yeah, I don't see you. Because he's just so damn scary.
It sounds like me whenever I'm just normally walking.
Yeah. You do not see me.
No, it's just the fact that I'm like 6'5" and pretty heavy, and I do not make a sound when walking. So I've startled the shit out of people by approaching them and saying, "Hi."
Yeah, also, Amina's right. There is an Animal Crossing AU for Warhammer where, like, all the characters, or, like, the big main characters have different animal forms. What did they portray the Emperor as, Amina? I forgot. What did they portray him as in that? There's also there's also a really funny art AU that someone did where it's a movie project. And so all the Primarchs are actors, and like the Emperor's the director and everything. It's a really funny little AU they did. And it's funny because there's a one of the funniest pictures from it is when Horus and Sanguinius are doing the scene where, you know, Horus kills Sanguinius, and it has both of them posing for a selfie, both of them covered in scars. Like, and it has Horus being like, "I just kicked my brother's ass." And Sanguinius' photo or picture says, "My brother just kicked my ass." So, I love shit like that. Oh yeah, the Emperor's the only human. Everyone else is an animal, right?
Yeah,
which
makes
human
sense.
has like a gold net with spikes.
Yep.
I'll post it on loudspeakers.
Please do.
I found the thing.
Get this.
Yeah. There was a story about Tiberos where a tech priest, I think,
come
was
to my attention.
was sent
apparently
to.
No, go ahead, Gage.
A tech priest was sent to basically inspect his equipment, I think. And he went into Tiberos's personal armory, and Tiberos was standing there, but he was so still that
the tech priest didn't
the
notice.
tech priest thought he was a statue. And then, like, he was doing his job, and then Tiberos just kind of like leaves the room.
Yeah,
and scares the shit out of the tech
just
priest.
leaves. Like, people have
And people in the
Oh, go ahead.
I learned about this from a video, and people in the comments were saying that like Tiberos is just socially awkward, so he didn't want to say anything.
He just stood
so
there
he
and
just
watched. Yeah, I was about to say, he just stands there and watching with the whole like, "The fuck are you doing in my room?" "Oh, you're investigating." "Okay, well, I'm just gonna stand here because I don't want to talk to you."
It's just
this giant, like 11 or like 10 to 11 foot tall dude in Terminator armor, just standing there like, I don't like talking to people, so I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and wait for him to go away.
Good old social
It just
awkwardness.
it makes me imagine that one meme of like he said no pickles.
Yeah, basically.
With
yeah.
that
guy. Hang on, who's the most socially awkward Primarch?
Probably Rogel, because Rogel's not a social person. Here's the thing, Rogel Dorn has the charisma level of a block of wood. He cannot lie, and he is so brutally honest that he would probably insult you and not feel bad about it, because he's just being honest.
Okay, Rogel would refute your claim about his personality and cite that wood as a weak building material.
Yes, that's my point.
Anyway, I'm just imagining, like, fucking Lehman Russ or something doing the "he said no pickles."
Yeah, and there's also, like, there's that quote, don't forget there's that quote from Text-to-Speech, where, because Rogel can't understand sarcasm. So it's the whole thing, he goes like, "Oh yes, that second foundering bullshittery. Why did you finally agree to it if half of you said, fuck that, I did not wish to copulate with the book, father." I've only ever seen Lorgar do such a thing. Please erase these images from my mind immediately.
Jabula says Dorn just wants to play with his
Yeah,
Legos.
Dorn wants to play with his Legos, yes. And Perturabo
Yes.
wants to smash Dorn's Legos. But the problem is, it's like I've told people, because people ask me, they're like, why do you like Perturabo so much? Ow. And it's because, like, aside from the competence, because he is competent, the other thing about it is that Perturabo is... Alright, here's how I've worded it. And some people get very angry at me when I say this, but I'm just going to say it. Perturabo has super autism, basically. He does.
Yes.
He has super autism. Now, what this means is Perturabo is incredibly brilliant and incredibly competent. However, he's also very socially awkward and doesn't, and he wants to be recognized for his hard work and his achievements, but he's not going to go out of his way to say, please notice what I've done. Please acknowledge what I've done. He's not going to ask for it, even though it's
He's
what-
just going to be bitter that you don't.
Yeah, he's just going to be bitter that you don't. And even if you do give him the praise, he's just going to be like, don't know why you're praising me. What do you care? Like, that's the problem with it.
Yeah. There was one time where I think it was a Thousand Sun like complimented his armor,
Yeah.
and that was like probably the most happy he's ever been.
Yep. And
that he
yes,
thought my armor was cool.
And yes, I say he's got super autism because I am also on the spectrum and game recognizes game. So,
Yeah.
and there's also the fact that the other reason Perturabo is what was it? How did Bricky describe him? A warsmith, a forge master. Let's see, a warsmith. Oh, sorry, a warlord, a siege master, an incel. because he is. Unfortunately, the problem with Perturabo. All right, let me give a little bit of backstory real quick. Perturabo came from a planet called Olympia, and the problem is that Perturabo, his talent. And it is a talent. Perturabo's talent is that he can look at any kind of technological wonder, like a windmill or other stuff like that. He can look at that, and upon seeing it, can immediately know all the ways it can be used, how it can be built, and all that stuff. So literally just by looking at a building or a piece of architecture, he basically maxes out the tech tree related to that object. Now, as you can imagine, this means that you don't really get the joy of discovery, because
Yeah, it just kind of robs him of his childlike sense of wonder.
yeah, you don't get to wonder about anything because your brain just figures it out. And what ended up happening was that Perturabo's adopted parents, or father, I guess, his adopted family, mostly his dad, they didn't see an architect. They didn't see a master engineer. They saw a warlord. And they used Perturabo to build machines of war and all this kind of stuff. Something that Perturabo hated. Perturabo hates war. Let's see, hold on.
He hates war and all of its hammers.
Yeah, he hates war with a passion.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to do this puzzle.
Uh,
And so Perturabo became bitter, angry, and all this kind of stuff. And because he never liked war, because it's wasteful, basically, in the end, he was basically made into a general and a warlord. Something he never wanted, so he grew bitter toward the Emperor. And then finally, at the end of everything, if not for Perturabo, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have gotten anywhere. He was the only capable one on the bad guy's side. And by capable, I mean the fact that he literally, at one point, showed up and told all of his other evil brothers, shut the fuck up, I'm in charge now. And we're doing what I say. And they started winning. So, yeah. Funny how that works.
It's funny that you said that he's the one that was capable of doing something. When wasn't he the one that he usually get the most difficult of missions and usually end in
Yes.
failure?
Yeah. And they didn't end in failure. His men just kept dying in droves, and he wouldn't speak up. He wouldn't say, stop, my men can't do this. Like, He basically, it was a thankless job, and he took it because he thought he would get praised for it.
Yeah, almost always ended in failure. But yeah, his legion was just decimated.
Yeah, that extended to his legion too. Like, I think there's a joke, like some Imperial Auxilia troopers are digging a trench, and one of them says, "Hang on, why aren't the Arab warriors doing this?"
Yeah, which is a big insult.
But you know, the Iron Warriors would probably just like grumble and do it anyway.
So, and in the end, there's another reason I like Perturabo. Because he was one of the first guys to actively beat the shit out of Fulgrim.
Yes.
Because there's an amazing scene where the two are talking, and he's like, hey, you want to see this thing I made? It was based off something Vulcan made, but I've never been able to make it as good. And Fulgrim's like, what, you and your your children's toys? He's like, no, come here, take a listen. So Fulgrim's like, okay, fine, nerd, I'll indulge you. Fulgrim leans down to take a listen, and Perturabo grabs the back of his head and slams it into the table over and over and over again into the toy. And then he basically...
Said toy, I believe, was a scale model of a Titan with like a fucking perpetual motion engine in it.
And literally Perturabo does that and then tells Fulgrim, basically tells him, all right, listen up, pretty boy. He goes like, enough of your bullshit. You're not a general. You're not a commander. You suck at leading troops. So I'm going to take your troops and I'm going to win us this damn fight. And if you've got a problem with it, you could say it to my face. Do you understand me? Fulgrim didn't say anything. He only grumbled. So Perturabo slammed him into the table again and told him, do you understand me? And Fulgrim was like, yes, I understand. And then
repeat that. I didn't hear it the first time.
Yeah, and Perturabo was like, all right, good talk, Fulgrim. I'm glad we understand one another. But no, he like...
I guess Perturabo had... Like, the only perk I could think of Perturabo was that if you managed to get loyal with him, that was almost unbreakable. Like,
yeah, it basically would have been considered, like, you were never going to get his respect. But maybe he would just be like, he could be like, all right, I tolerate you. And that's all. I tolerate your existence. I don't like you, and I don't want to be friends, but I tolerate your existence.
Yeah.
See, because there was one person he did actually care about. That was his adopted sister. Because she actually recognized that there was more to him than being a warlord and being all that stuff. Sadly, however, when the Emperor came to take Perturabo away from his adopted family, and then later Perturabo came back to conquer the planet, his sister was one of the first people to get in his face and call him a monster. So the only person who ever genuinely thought there was any good in him actively told him when he came back, you are a monster. You're the very thing I thought you weren't. And Perturabo took it well. And by well, I mean he broke his sister's neck. So by that, I mean he did not take it well at all. So...
He took it about as well as Perturabo usually takes things.
Though, to be fair, in the book where that happens, it says he takes no joy in it. Like, it actively hurts him to do that. Because that's his sister. And but...
Yeah, and also, it's, like, not his fucking fault.
Yeah. But again, my counterpoint, for it to be like the whole, I don't enjoy this, then don't do it! Like, it's the whole argument of, I don't want to do this, but I have to. No, you don't! If you don't want to do it, then don't fucking do it. Like,
okay, but like the fucking Emperor told him to do it though. I don't think he has the option.
Well, no, the thing is all that happened was the Emperor told him bring the planet in line. The Emperor didn't say murder your adoptive family. Like, no. The problem is that Perturabo likes to blame, and this is, to be fair, I can say this because when I was younger, I felt this way. As someone on the spectrum, Perturabo blames everyone but himself for his problems. He blames everyone else for his suffering, his shortcomings, all of that. He blames everyone else. Even though, and yes, some of it is everyone else's fault, but majority of it, what's that quote from A Bug's Life? First rule of leadership, everything is your fault. So, yeah. Now where's that?
Regarding the whole killing his family bit.
Wait, what's so funny, Sai?
It's just fun. This the time when Perturabo tried to warn Magnus about not touching the war.
Oh,
He
Like,
tried
remember,
to tell
Magnus,
him.
there are certain things that you must leave completely alone. If there are places in the world that are found that's not there to look at, or forbid us to approach them, then we must obey. He knows more than all of us. I must completely ignore or follow warning and use the word carelessly. Understood.
Yeah,
wait.
Just
Yeah.
fucking Magnus.
yeah, and then cut
Let
to
me
like,
try and voice act the second one. I must completely ignore our father's understanding and use the word carelessly. Understood.
and yeah, and cut to Perturabo being like, just like, like nearly popping a blood vessel because of how stupid
Yeah.
he is.
Well, a fucking pipe on his head, basically.
I need to find that. Before I forget,
What were
let
the
me
pipes
pull-
on his head, by the way, again?
Let me. Oh, those are mental connectors. Having those in his head basically means he's getting a constant flow of battlefield data.
Yeah.
Feed him
Looks-
battlefield, the head can
Yeah.
direct the flow of battle.
Yeah,
What the
basically
fuck?
yes.
They also
So
look
he turned
uncomfortably.
thoughts into information that basically...
Well, no.
They
how
also
it-
look uncomfortably.
I don't feed him battlefield data, got it.
Yeah, so essentially what it is, and Gage can back me up on this, essentially those cables into his head is anytime, new situational stuff happens, new strategic updates or anything like that happens, it's automatically brought into his head so he knows about it, basically. Rather than having to be
Oh.
constantly told everything. He already knows.
Basically, it turns the battlefield into an RTS, and his power armor is his gaming rig.
Yes. And now, before I forget, there is a quote I would like to read from a Night Lord. Let's talk real quick. Let's go back to the edge. Oop, hang on. Hey, Azzy! Welcome, Raiders. Hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm Zaruk Windcaller, Guardian of the Forest of Memories. It's Sonic Frontiers tonight with my friends. How y'all doing? You're just in time for me to... I was about to read a quote from a Warhammer book. We were talking about who the edgiest people in Warhammer are, and I'm about to read this quote right here. It's one of my favorite
Hello
quotes.
there, friendos.
So I'm going to read this right here. This is from probably one of the coolest dudes in the setting, named Talus Valkorin. And I'm going to do my best to act this. It is not enough. We stand in the dust at the end of centuries of useless sin and endless failure. The Legion was poisoned, and we sacrificed an entire world to cleanse it. We failed. We are the sons of the only Primarch to hate his own Legion. There, again, we failed. We swore vengeance on the Imperium, and yet we run from every battle where we don't possess overwhelming force over a crippled enemy. We fail again and again and again. Have you ever fought a battle you'd struggle to win with no hope of running away? Have any of us? Have you ever, since the siege of Terra itself, drawn a weapon with the knowledge that you might die? I will not see my life hoard away without meaning. Do you hear me? Do you understand me, Prince of Cowards? I want vengeance against a galaxy that hates us. I want Imperial worlds to cower when we draw near. I want the weeping of the Empire's souls to reach all the way to Holy Terra, and the sounds of suffering will choke the corpse god on his throne of gold. I will cast a shadow across the world. I will burn every man, woman, and child so that the smoke from the funeral pyres eclipses the sun. And with the dust that remains, I will take the echo of damnation into the skies above the planet and rain the ashes of 20 million mortals down onto the Imperial Palace. Then they will remember us. Then they will remember the Legion they once feared. It goes so fucking hard, but it's also really sad because he's just like, everyone hates us, so we might as well.
So he's a Night Lord.
Yeah, so we might as well make them hate us even more. So, again, it's Shakespearean. And no, I'm not a good actor. I don't know the emotional context of that quote, but I base it off what I've heard other people dub. And also, I'm lightheaded now because I was screaming a bit too much.
Wait, what? Perturabo can speak Orc and Eldar.
Yeah, he can. A lot of them, a few of them can.
Where does he learn?
I mean, Vulcan speaks Eldar. Granted, he only speaks Eldar screaming, but he speaks Eldar. Also, fun fact, by the way.
I never thought about that. Like, I thought, how do they learn some of the culture they just destroyed anyway?
Also, GrineX, you might think this is cool. Apparently, in the 40K universe, Vulcan actually had a it's from one of the books. Vulcan actually goes to a planet that still has dragons on it, like actual, like, you know, four-legged, two-winged dragons. And his first thought is, in the book, his first thought is, I want to open a sanctuary here. I want to protect these creatures. And then
I want to pet them.
I want to pet this creature. And then literally later, I don't remember who it is, one of his other brothers shows up and he's like, hey, Vulcan, those creatures literally incinerated an entire colony that we set up here. And Vulcan's like, okay, but if we put him in the sanctuary, he's trying to he's like, but I don't wanna. He's like, I don't wanna. Yeah. And in the end, like, they turn the planet into a sanctuary world, but unfortunately, it's no joke, it's literally 40K's version of Jurassic Park. Like, they build a sanctuary to hold all these dragons, and then they get out and, like, burn a lot of the colonies. So they're like, all right, well, the dragons got out. We're gonna have to put down the dragons.
Damn.
And it's funny because they literally describe the dragons as the classic medieval, you know, 4 legs, 2 wings, capable of breathing fire, and all that other kind of stuff.
The capital D dragons.
Yeah, the capital D dragons, yes.
The dragons
Dragons,
cute, huh?
Lord of D.
The dragons are cool.
Yeah. Yes, now come, Lord Vulcan, join us as we feast upon our dead. This was going so well.
They started so well.
Yeah, and then he goes like, all right, what's your deal? He goes like, we're like salamanders, but we chose water over fire. I can work with this.
This is acceptable.
This is acceptable. He goes like, what was the first group called? He goes like, I heard you're a successor of my chapter. Papa Call, it's talking to me. Can I kill it? Because they're Mechanicus guys.
Yeah.
There is a chapter.
I heard that the Black Viper were successions for Legion.
Yeah.
Papa Call, the stranger is talking to me. Can I shoot him?
Can I shoot him?
Okay, this is gonna need patience.
Yeah, this is gonna require some patience.
Which chapter is this?
The Black Vipers.
Never heard of them.
The best one though is like they didn't put it in there, but another chapter that are kind of salamanders is the Black Dragons. They weren't in the comic.
Oh yeah.
But the Black Dragons are badass because they basically combine Space Marines with Wolverine because they have this weird, they have this weird mutation where their bones, you know, different parts of their bones actually grow out of their bodies. And normally what they do is they cut them down, you know, to avoid, you know, being seen as mutants. But some of them literally will just dip them in adamantium and get these long sword blades for fighting.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And they're good guys. They genuinely care about people. They're actively good guys. And it's been revealed. It was actually revealed later that they are descendants of the salamanders, which is cool.
Yeah.
And people.
Was it recent or was like a lore thing? You know those like piece of metals they have on their forehead, like the Space Marines.
Service studs.
Yeah, those studs are supposed to like symbolize the amount of like the age that they have.
Yeah, it's how long they've been serving.
It says that they stopped doing that.
They have stopped doing it, yes. Because there was no in the lore they stopped doing it because there was no set time for each one because like they could never agree on how long each thing was. At the end of the day, like most of the time, a gold stud. So a silver stud is 10 years, and then a gold stud is supposed to be like 20 years. Is the version I've heard. So basically, with Titus, that means he's been like. I mean, Titus has technically been a Marine.
No, one is 100 and the other is 50.
Yeah, that's been disproven though. That's been disproven. Mainly because if that was the case, that means that some Marines have like 400 years of service, and that's a little insane. So,
Yeah. And apparently the other reason was because it was a war reason.
yeah.
Because sometimes apparently they get hit exactly where they studied and that breaks their skull.
Yeah. And it was also the fact that it was
like rivets on old tanks.
Yeah, and it was also kind of hard to mark other places to show how long you've served if it gets blown off.
So how do you tell their age then?
Everybody starts
They
searching.
tell you?
Oh, say again, GrineX?
Everybody starts searching.
Yep, thank you.
How do you tell a Space Marine's age? Ask them.
If they remember.
Yeah.
Some of them might not
If
care.
they remember.
I mean, for Pete's sake.
I mean,
well, if
wasn't
they're
like-
missing a leg, you count the rings.
I mean, first of all, if you said that to a Space Marine, he'd probably think that was funny, and then he'd probably try to break your skull. Because he'd be like, funny, and then he'd try to hurt you. Well, actually, no, I think the Space Wolves would find that fucking hilarious. Now that I think about it. Yeah.
They would think that's the funniest shit ever.
I mean, at the end of the day, the best way is like, if they even care, they'll probably tell you. But I mean, the one guy you don't want to ask that to is Dante. Don't ask Chapter Master Dante because you probably make him cry. Because for those who don't know, Chapter Master Dante is over 1,000 years old. He's not a dreadnought. He's a normal dude. He's over 1,000 years old, and he wants to fucking die.
He wants to die.
Yeah, like it's like that meme of the guy going to the drive-thru. How you doing tonight? I want to fucking die. Same. Like
Do this yet not done, brother.
yeah, he wants to fucking die. So if you asked him how old it was, he'd probably be like, too old. I want to die. And it's funny because there's actually so for those who don't know, this is a little fun thing. It is possible, if you played Space Marine 2, you know it is possible for normal Marines to become Primaris Marines. It's a difficult surgery. It's like got a 50%, like somewhere between 50 to 70% survival rate. It's not guaranteed. Well,
usually they're born primaries, right?
Yes, or they were Primaris for that.
The procedure's been made safer.
It has been made safer, but it's still not 100% safe. And the funny thing is, there's an ongoing fan theory that when Dante heard that there was like a 30 to 50% chance he could die if he underwent the Primaris surgery, he signed up under the guise of, please fucking kill me. Please let me die on the operating table. I want to die so bad. Except he didn't.
Those are the best chances I've had in centuries.
Yeah, except he didn't die. He came back even stronger. So now it's even harder to kill him.
Wakes up on the operating table.
So you're telling me he became a cockroach?
Damn it.
Yeah, in a sense, yes. He basically became even harder to kill. And it's literally like, people made the joke, I want to undergo this surgery hoping it'll kill me because I'm tired and I want to go see my angel dad. He goes like, post-surgery, fuck, because it didn't kill him.
I think one day I should actually read how the primary surgery works. Because I remember there was a moment in Space Marine when they told him, we literally tore you apart from head to toe and put you back together.
Yep.
And considering this is Warhammer, it's like, maybe that's not so far from the truth.
Yeah, there's also
they
like
basically implant metal cables in your muscles to make you stronger.
Yep. There's even a fan comic related to Dante's surgery where like it's after it's over and he goes like Chapter Master, how do you feel? And he's like, he looks at everyone and he's like, well, I'm still alive, so I'm not in a good mood.
What doesn't kill you makes you.
Yeah, what doesn't
kill me makes me cry.
Yeah, what doesn't kill me disappoints me. And there's other ones too, like there's one of them where somebody said, and this is really fucked up, I hope they don't do this. Someone said that the most fucked up thing they could do to Dante is that in the lore, have him die in a battle, and then rather than letting him just stay dead, bring him back as a dreadnought. Which would be the most horrible thing to do to the man.
So he gets Robocopped.
Yes, man wants to, basically, man wants to die, and you bring him back. So, as someone put it, probably what would end up happening if you did that is he'd wake up, realize he's a dreadnought, and basically be like, all right, y'all need to get the fuck out of this room because once I get my sanity back, I'm gonna start smashing shit, and if you're in here, you're probably gonna die. So,
You know, after what I read about the Dreadnought, the mini heart attack they gave me when I saw that video of the fucking parade with 2 Dreadnoughts in it.
yeah.
You fucking woke up 2 Dreadnoughts for a fucking parade.
And you know what's funny? Amina's right. Even if Dante dies to see his angel dad, she's right. His angel dad would have sent him back anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, here's something funnier. Make him a perpetual.
Oh, no, make him immortal? No, God, no. And yes, Telling's right. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, Chapter Master. Well, I want to stop encountering things that make me stronger. You just feel so bad for him. All he wants is to die and just go be with Angel Dad. But Angel Dad literally told him in one of the books, yeah, sorry, son, I need you. You're the best one I got, and I still got use for you. So you need to live for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Imagine he's gonna be like, I have a seat for you next to you.
But you can't have it yet. Yeah, what Amina
But then
says
the seat
right.
is actually being next to the golden throne.
Yeah, Amina's right. He would say, good job on being so dedicated, because I approve. Go back with my blessing.
Did you hear the story of the Imperial Fist who got made into a dreadnought and then got haunted by an Iron Warrior?
Yeah, I've heard that story. Yeah, it's literally in one of the books, he's like, my son, if I could give you anything, I would give it to you. He's like, Father, please let me die. I'm tired and I've served the Imperium long enough. Ooh, well, I can't give you that. Like,
I can give you any other thing.
I can give you anything else except that. I need you, Dante. He's like, no, Dad, please, no.
How about pizza party instead?
I'm tired, Dad.
Yeah, I'm tired, Dad.
Dante is the epitome of I'm tired, boss.
Yeah, basically. There's also someone actually did a like it was a redrawing of that comic. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad. But it's he goes, I'm tired of this, great angel. He goes, I'm sorry to hear that, my son. And then he sends his ass back. Or there's even another comic where it's like, he goes like, Dante, I'm Gilliman, son of the Emperor. He goes like, it is an honor to meet you. A pleasure to meet you too, Lord Commander. Please, tell me you've come to relieve me of duty so I can die peacefully. He goes like, actually, I've come to basically give you command of half of the Imperium because you're the most veteran guy I've got. Fuck! Like, just again, and it's I may not be a space marine, but I feel him on that. Just like, please let me die. Please let me do anything else. Yeah, remember, son, dying is gay. Well, in that case, I'd be more than happy to join the LGBTQ community. And the thing is, despite all of his wanting to delete himself, when push comes to shove, Dante steps the fuck up. And
the way is clear.
What's actually funny?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I built a bridge. It only took me like 10 seconds, you know?
You know what you remind me, there's a root of the I have become the most important people on my company, and it's ruining my life.
Yes, I've become one of the most important people in the Imperium, and it's ruining my life.
Yeah.
But sir, to serve is its own reward. I've served enough. Like,
be right back.
So, but yeah. It's a, and yeah, I was quoting Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I love that movie. Hey, look, I made a bridge. Took me like 10 seconds, you know?
Oh.
So, we've got satellite maps
God,
today,
it's
but
been a
I don't...
fucking while since I saw that movie.
It's great.
What's Mole's story? Trust me on this one. You don't want to know. Audrey, don't tell him. You shouldn't have told me, but you did. And now I'm telling you, you don't want to know. That's the exact line I use whenever someone is like, what's the Damon Kulaba? And I'm like, trust me on this one, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
It's actually funny. Amina and I were talking with a friend of mine who asked about that, and I literally got to do the whole quote because I was like, trust me on this one, you don't want to know. Amina, don't tell him. I already told you when I shouldn't have, so now I'm telling you, you don't want to know.
I think I was present for that. Was it during one of the Digimon streams?
Yes, it was. And I stand by that fact that not everyone needs to know. And yes, compared to a lot of the other crap in 40K, it's tame by comparison, but still, you don't. That's one thing we don't need.
Some lore is better unlearned.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna grab this music note over here. Yoink. All right, let's listen. I'm gonna go.
One quote I actually really do like from Atlantis is, "All right, who's alive? Sound off."
Yeah. Because all right, who's not dead? Sound off.
Like that actually sounds like something you could hear in Warhammer 40K.
All right, who's not dead? Sound off. Let's see. Let me get some music playing. Because, not this one. Man, which version of His World is the one with lyrics?
Not Result. That's the acoustic version.
Yeah. Oh well.
Checking
Probably
the
just
full
don't have it
track
yet.
list.
Oh yeah, this is happening.
Oh no, this isn't happening.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, oh no. I will never understand why they thought that was an acceptable delivery of that line, but it lives on with us as a meme now, so it's acceptable.
It is beyond acceptable.
Okay, so there's a mod that replaces the one of the songs with the zebra head version.
Ah, okay.
But that's as far as that goes.
Zebra?
That's the name of the band that performed His World.
Oh.
There's also
There's two versions of His World. One by Crush 40 and the other one's zebra head.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's funny because the best version or the best reaction I've seen to the whole "oh no" is by Tear of Grace, who was playing Sonic Adventure, and he's like, "Okay, Knuckles, oh no," and he literally like pauses the game and starts losing his shit. And from then on, he would always make the joke, like especially when he's fighting Chaos 4, he's like, "Oh," he goes, "Uh-oh, looks like we've fallen into the H2. Oh no."
I didn't know he played anything other than The Binding of Isaac anymore.
Oh, this was a long time ago. Like this is back when he was this is back when he was also playing Shadow of War.
I watched him when he was playing Dark Souls 3. It's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
And it's also funny when he like gets to hear Tails' voice for the first time. He's like, did they get an 8-year-old child to voice Tails? Which, if they did, congratulations on getting getting into a very tough industry. Also, at the same time, you fucking suck. Like he just like first there's the compliment and then there's that insult like right after each other.
Insult sandwich.
Yeah. Ah, screwed up. Okay, let's see.
I'll come back.
Trying to figure this out. Let's see.
Have you considered streaming Project 06 at least?
I've thought about it, but one Sonic game at a time.
Maybe once it's more polished.
Yeah, once it's more polished.
Left, down, all the way to the left, and then.
No, I screwed up. Hang on. I can tell you one game I'm not gonna play is that Sonic Omens fan game. Not playing that ever.
Up, down, left, right,
I
left, right.
still don't understand the controversy about that. Game.
So the main thing is that it was originally supposed to be a fan game, and then they started asking for money to complete it. That was the first problem. The second problem is that it does not play very well for a Sonic game. The level design is very crappy and it doesn't play well. And the third thing is the story is shit.
Okay, see, you go left, and then all the way up, and then one left, all the way down. Oh, wait, no. Damn.
I mean,
Yeah, you go all the way up. Go all the way up, then left, down, right, down, left, down, right.
All right, hang on.
Just zigzag.
Yeah, let me get. You can't zigzag.
No, you can. Just
I'm gonna,
like
I'm gonna
Okay.
stop. I'm gonna stop right here. And let the stream catch up for you guys. So what do I do from here?
okay, you go all the way down, like left, and then all the way down.
Okay.
You know what? I'll just take a screenshot and draw over it.
Now what?
I would do that if I wasn't looking at now.
Then go one left, and then all the way up. I think it should work.
Okay.
If I did the macro.
Now what?
Now go all the way left,
Oh, figured it out.
down, right, then down, right, down, left,
Oh, I
down,
see.
right, and keep doing that.
Yeah,
Oh boy,
got
ads
it.
reminding
goes,
me
sir,
of the
if it
game
does-
tonight.
I got it. Sai figured it out.
I also found a different solution.
Oh. Isn't it cool when puzzles have multiple solutions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and before one last thing while I'm making my way over to the next Emerald, the Sonic Omen store. Well, okay, I should mention the other thing was the voice acting's god awful. Like Sonic's okay, but everyone else is bad. The voice acting's awful, and it's a fan game, so we weren't expecting like AAA quality or anything. But the fact that Eggman has a thick Russian accent, which is kind of funny, honestly, but it doesn't fit the character. And then Shadow has
His
a very
last name is Robotnik, so
yeah,
like,
and then Shadow has a very, very thick, like South American, like I don't know whether to call it like it's a South American accent, but it's so thick that people jokingly said like I think the funniest joke I heard about that was it seems Shadow spent a few years with the Latinas and now he's picked up the speech pattern.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of
But the story.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah,
see.
but the story is the dumbest part because the story tries to tell like it's supposed to be a kind of like an epilogue, and it bridges both Sonic Unleashed and Sonic X, the anime, which which is really dumb. And like again, on paper, I was like, okay, if you wanted to tell like an epilogue story to Sonic X, okay, interesting, but I mean, nobody would have faulted you for it. It would be interesting, but the problem is that, like, the only tie to Sonic X is that one of the main antagonist is a Meta-Rex, which are those antagonists from the show, and Chris Thorndike...
Also, Chris was mentioned.
No, he's in the game for like a brief second because it's revealed... So Eggman basically reveals... Spoilers here, but I doubt anyone cares. Eggman basically reveals in Sonic Omens that Chris Thorndike became a well-renowned researcher. And as an adult...
Daruk, I think this is the part where you're supposed to switch to hard mode once you get close to the thing.
Yeah, so I've still got 3 emeralds left, but yeah, I see your point.
Oh, never mind.
So
The white one is supposed to be the last one, I think.
So what ends up happening is that Eggman explains that after the events of Sonic X, Chris Thorndike becomes a well-renowned researcher, and actually is a freaking genius. And at age 15, working alongside, or 15 or 16, working alongside Gun, he's actually able to refine and perfect different dimensional travel. And the reason he did it was because he wanted to see Sonic and his friends again. Now,
That actually happened in Sonic X.
yeah, but here's the catch. He creates it and then does use it, like, he tests it for the first time and comes back. But Eggman explains that jumping dimensions twice in his life actually cripples Chris's life expectancy. He literally dies at the age of in his mid-20s to early 30s because it literally cut his life expectancy to half and then a quarter. And because Chris dies so young, this means that this technology is not used properly because, he's not alive anymore to get people not to use it inappropriately. And so, Gun basically starts fucking around with everything, and that Meta Rex, who's the antagonist of the game, wants to use the tech to go back in time. He wants to go back to basically before his entire species, I guess, was wiped out in the anime. And it's a dumb, on paper, I was like, okay, good concept, because you've got an innocent kid who just wanted to see his friends again, basically revolutionizes transportation, and then dies because your body's not supposed to be jumping dimensions.
It gives you time cancer.
Basically, yes. But the reason people got really bent out of shape about it is the design. Because Chris does make an appearance at one point in kind of like a weird pseudo, vision that Sonic has. And he literally looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
He kind of did look like Sora, though.
Yeah. But it's uncanny valley. You're like, ugh. Like
you took the discount version of Sora.
Yeah, it's
You mean Roxas?
No, and I also don't mean the dude from The Bouncer. No, it's genuinely discount Sora, basically. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about in regards to
the Bouncer.
To the Bouncer. Yeah, there's one of the characters in The Bouncer is basically Wish, the Wish version of Sora.
I have no idea what the Bouncer
To
is.
be honest, the game, the Bouncer came before
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
It did.
But I guess it took design cues off of it, and that's how you ended up with Sora.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, that game is actually a childhood game of my roommate.
Oh yeah.
He grew up with the Bouncer, so.
I mean, from what I've seen, it's one of those funny games. One of those. From what I've heard, a lot of people make jokes about it, but
yeah, it's okay to make jokes. It's funny.
We're just gonna grab this Chaos Emerald, and then we're gonna call it for the night. Let me go get it.
Oh, hold on.
Give me that. Yeah, collect Sage's memory tokens. Well, we're not gonna do that. That's for next time. Let's see. I wonder what I should make Sonic wear for one of the for the next stream. Hold on. Let me check. That's an extra, so hang on. Put on the Rathalos armor. Why not?
You know, that'd be a pretty cool costume for this game.
What?
His Sonic in the
Black Knight.
Sonic in the Dark Knight, Black
Yes.
Knight, whatever.
Yeah. All right.
Sonic in the Black Knight attire.
Well,
Like,
that's going to be it for
The
me.
gauntlet and the full armor from the end of the game.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for me. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Yeah.
It was nice hanging out with you
All
guys.
right. Nice hanging out with you too. Talk to you guys later.
Same.
All right. That's going to be it, everybody. Whoop. Hope you all had a good time. We are... yeah, we'll go raid someone tonight. Probably scared off a lot of the people that Azzy brought with her because I was reading a Warhammer 40k thing by the Night Lords of all people. You know what? We're gonna go say hi to Heart Song or or hmm, or Logan Proto Rock, as it were. So we're gonna go say hi to them. Heart Song is old school RuneScape. Nice, very good game. Old, but you know it happens. So we're gonna go say hi to them. Let's get this raid started. As always, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to entertain all of you. I hope you had a great time. I've been Zaruk Windcaller, and remember that the memories we make in life, good and bad, make us who we are. Don't trade them for anything. I will see you guys tomorrow for more Dynasty Warriors Origins. Love you all. Bye-bye.